Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. We have made it through the weekend and come all the way back around, so now we're ready to kick it all off again, huh? Yeah. Good morning, y'all. We got everybody in here for the last show that I'll be hosting, at least. I did wake up this morning to a text message from Patrick that was from like 3 o'clock in the morning that he has arrived back home in Arkansas. And that he was going to, kind of relax and rest up and probably hopefully be back tomorrow. So,
Good deal.
yeah, we'll find out what's going on with that. Go ahead and introduce everybody. Down to my far right, little Doggy himself, the man.
What's up, my friend?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, did you have a good weekend, man?
Y'all had a great weekend. Just sat there and it was arthritic.
All right, good deal, good deal. Y'all will notice we've changed things up, and I guess it's Monday. So I'm stuck with Dr. Pepper today. I came in and I went to the machine and to go get my Mountain Dew and put my card in and push the button. It said sold out, and I was like, no.
Rich bought all the Mountain Dew.
All right, yeah.
It is your own fault.
Morning.
He cried a little at the machine.
I did, man. I shed a tear. I was like, this is not how we start Monday morning. So then directly to my right, LaTasha, thanks for joining us again.
Of course, anytime.
How you been? Anything good happen over the weekend?
I don't really think we had much of an eventful weekend.
No.
Nothing I can think of.
Y'all were getting like crazy storms out here and
Yeah,
stuff. though, weren't
I'm
you?
done. I'm so over it. Last night we were watching there's this new great show on Netflix. You guys got to watch. I think it's called like the Four Seasons or Four something. I have to look it up. And we were sitting there, and all of a sudden I screamed because this huge like bang of thunder went. And Tom just looked at me and he's like, "You are so damn extra." I mean, but it scared me because I seen like from the my peripheral vision, I could see the lightning strike outside, but I wasn't expecting to hear that thunder, and it was super loud. So yeah.
Means it's close.
Yes, it was crazy. We were walking yesterday, and I could see lightning bolts hitting the ground. I was like, "Tom, you didn't see that?" And he's like, "No." "Did you see that one?" "No." I was like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm seeing stuff.
Just stop being so extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And to my left, Don Riggan, back with us one more time, co-owner of IPCW. How you doing, man?
Another day in paradise.
All right. Did you do anything good over the weekend?
I just worked.
Okay. Where do you work?
Leslie's.
Okay.
It's a pool market.
Okay.
Place,
All right.
Everyone's opening their pools Memorial Day, and
I need a pool. Can you give me a hookup?
our website. We don't carry them in stores.
He said, go to the website.
Calls in. Y'all got pools? On our website. We got a shop that's like this big, so we sling chemicals and stuff. But.
Nice. Alex Johnson says he enjoyed Four Seasons. It was written by Alan Alda. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. It's funny. It's got like Steve Carell, Tina Fey, I can't think of some other like funny comedian people, but it's really great.
Gotcha.
All of the worst MASH episodes, the ones that make you just want to curl up and cry,
Yep.
were written and directed by Alan Alda.
Oh, okay.
He did one movie called Sweet Liberty. Which
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Alan Alda?
Yeah,
He was
especially-
Hawkeye from
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Years.
Yep.
from
Okay.
MASH.
Okay.
We grew up on MASH.
That just clicked. Y'all are gonna have to forgive me today. I'm not gonna lie, man. I am dragging slow behind for this Monday.
I also forget about the age difference. There's probably a 10-year.
Yeah, I never watched it.
I grew up on
15
MASH,
years.
man. Yeah, I remember. My dad used to love
My
MASH.
grandpa watched MASH.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, I am a grandpa, so.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Those were I still enjoy some of those shows, man. It's nostalgic for me, and yeah.
The worst, man. The MASH. There was one episode of MASH where he's having this dream, and somebody comes and takes his arms and just takes his arms and they're mannequin arms, and they throw them in the water.
Oh, jeez.
For some reason, there's a lake there. It's the craziest, weirdest stuff, man. And where all the good people died, the people that you love, as they're leaving, the helicopter crashes. There were like 4 episodes like that. And those were all Alan Alda.
Okay. All right. Man, that is very interesting.
And
No,
don't
but
watch Sweet Liberty, the worst movie.
yeah. Like I said, I remember a lot of those old shows. Like, oh gosh, what did my dad used to love to watch? MASH. There was the Andy Griffith Show.
Gilligan's Island. Remember my uncle used to.
He never got in. My dad was always into the Western side more than those shows. So he was like Bonanza and, Rifleman, Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
My mama and papa watched all that stuff.
Yep.
So I've watched all of it.
Yep.
When I was growing up.
Those
Yep.
are the greatest earworms, though.
Yep.
Go by it like that, or dun 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 dun.
That's
That's gonna be going through somebody's head all day.
right. Patrick and I have talked about that a couple times. He'll mention something or like Rifleman, and I still remember, like, to this day, I can hear the opening, the pow, 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 pow.
Yep.
Rifleman. Yeah. Yep. Well, the second round of the NBA playoffs came to a close yesterday afternoon with a dominating performance by the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 125-93 trouncing of the Denver Nuggets. So I guess no more Thunder Nuggets. With that, the Final Four is now set to begin on Tuesday night. The Minnesota Timberwolves will meet the Thunder in the West. And then on Wednesday night, the Pacers meeting the New York Knicks in the East. So we are down to the finals. Going into the conference finals, odds for the remaining teams look like the Thunder is the heavily favored, followed by the Knicks, then the Timberwolves, and the Pacers coming in at plus 600. So if you're a gambling person, sounds like the Pacers are your long shot. NHL conference are also set now. The finals in the NHL playoffs. 4 teams vying for the Stanley Cup are the Florida Panthers, the Edmonton Oilers, the Dallas Stars, and the Carolina Hurricanes. And funny enough, all betting in that order too. So Carolina Hurricanes look to be the long shot there. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you're into all that, good luck to your team. I'm not a big basketball or hockey guy. I enjoy the fights.
Basketball, but none of I was never a team follower in basketball. I always followed players. So after Steve Nash retired, I just kind of stopped watching.
Yeah.
Steve Nash is my favorite of all time. Right above Jordan, personally. Obviously, Jordan a better player all around, but Steve Nash was just something else. I watched that dude drop dimes with half of his face swollen up, his whole eye swollen shut.
Yeah.
And he was still in the playoffs,
Still.
just dropping dimes, passing, and killing it. Man, Steve Nash was great.
Nice.
But since he retired, I haven't watched a whole lot. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
I've
do
gone
like
to a couple games in person. That's always fun, but I don't know.
everything's more entertaining when you're there.
Right. Right.
Like baseball, I cannot watch baseball on television.
Yeah, but going
But
to
I
a
would
game.
sit at a baseball game and watch all 9 innings. It'd be
Absolutely.
a good time, but
Not a sports girl.
No.
My daughter likes hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and her dad like to watch it every once in a while. We watch a little, maybe like MMA.
Okay. All right.
I want to say real quick, yesterday was Brandon's birthday, so
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Yes.
Brandon.
I was
Thank
gonna
you
say
for reminding
something
of
about
that. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I seen him in the chat.
Just Brandon, one of the behind the scenes people here, the guy who makes it all happen with the camera angles and all this stuff. So just happy birthday, buddy.
Absolutely, man. Everybody give Brandon. Seriously, a lot of this would not be done without him
Yes.
being behind the scenes there. So thank you, Brandon.
Tech genius.
I told him happy birthday on Facebook. So, but I'll say it again, man. Happy birthday. So going into the Preakness Stakes on Saturday, it was already known that there's no shot at a Triple Crown this year. However, fans of horse racing couldn't help but wonder what happened had Sovereignty lined up for the race. So a breathtaking come-from-behind finish boosted Journalism to the win over 15-1 Gosger. Journalism placed second behind Sovereignty 2 weeks prior at the Kentucky Derby. So I guess that's, yeah. How they figure that one will
How
fit.
they come up with those names for these horses?
Right.
I don't know, man.
It's
It's
wild.
right?
They'll have a whole sentence. It smells kind of like peaches coming up from behind. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
You
never know, man. But yeah, maybe they just have a random horse. Maybe that's a job at the farm. You're just horse generator name.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, now they have AI for that.
I mean,
that person's job. is
Right there.
done.
It's
They're
gone,
out of
man.
there.
Gone.
So are we done with sports?
Yeah, we're done with sports.
I got a question. If you can't tell, sports I just whatever. I try to zoom past it. So I know that you follow politics, right? So I had seen this post on Instagram yesterday, and they said it was something like President Trump and family gives condolences to Joe Biden's family on his recent diagnosis. So what's his recent medical diagnosis?
They forgot.
You know, I briefly saw something about that this morning, and I really,
You didn't say, okay. I
no,
wasn't
I
sure.
was too busy getting ready to come up here.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like breaking news over the weekend and I missed it because I don't watch the news.
Most likely something to do with his mental capacity or
That's been going on.
I did hear he had something wrong with his spine about halfway through his presidency, and that's why his movement was so robotic.
Robotic.
Prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer.
Is it prostate
Yeah.
cancer? Okay.
Cancer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Well, I'm praying for him then, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't wish that
13
on
hours
anybody.
ago, Biden is diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate
I
cancer.
do have a friend, and he's one of the guys that brings us our pallets. Dimway Stanley. He's a pastor, an older black gentleman. He had prostate cancer, and he told me, I said, man, Stanley, that's a bad way. Stanley's an older man, too. And he's like, no, Mike, don't worry about it. He goes, it's not a death sentence anymore. He said, this is just a thing now. They can treat it. And now he's fine. I don't know how aggressive, when they say aggressive, that normally means it's something that's they're
Yeah.
going to struggle with.
Yeah, well, it
Metastasized and went into other parts of his body, maybe.
says here that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. No, go away, Ed. I don't want to find out about the new car. Finding came. Okay, so this came out on Sunday. Apparently, it was he was diagnosed with that on Friday. He had gone to his doctor. So for those that don't know, he's 82 years old. He reported urinary symptoms, which led doctors to discover a nodule on his prostate. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer on Friday, with cells having already spread to the bone. They said, while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be a hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. They're apparently reviewing treatment options. Prostate cancers are graded for aggressiveness using what's known as a Gleason score. The scores range from 6 to 10, with 8, 9, and 10 prostate cancers behaving more aggressively. Biden's office said his score was a 9, suggesting his cancer is among the most aggressive.
I hate that. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, as you said, little doggy, yeah, outcomes have improved in recent decades, and patients can expect to live with metastatic prostate cancer for 4 or 5 years. That was from Dr. Matthew Smith of Massachusetts General Brigham Cancer Center. It's very treatable but not curable, Smith said. Most men in this situation would be treated with drugs and would not be advised to have either surgery or radiation therapy. So,
Because it'll spread.
right. They said they wish him a fast and successful recovery. That was from President Trump. So,
Yeah, he'll be okay.
yeah. I mean, at least for a few more years. So.
I mean, at least he made it to 205 before it happened.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not like
I
he's
think the dementia and the Alzheimer's is what they need to be more
honestly,
concerned on.
Right. Yeah. Narcolepsy.
Right. I mean, and maybe that's what was going on all along. And, like, don't get me wrong, there's, of course, a part of me that's like, oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I would not,
Yeah.
my dad passed away from cancer. I wouldn't wish cancer on anybody. But, on the other hand, when you look at that and you go, okay, he's 82. Again, not that he deserves it. I'm not saying that.
It
But,
just
like,
comes with age.
right, 5 more years, you're going to be approaching 90, man. I mean, I guess you're knocking on the door at that point. Like, it's kind of expected. I'm not looking at you for any specific reason. I'm just, yeah.
I'm just marveling. Now you've learned. You got to add that qualifier.
Well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Happened, it's over, it's done with. That was last week. We moved on. But I did have a good weekend, by the way, y'all. I got to go out and announce for the midget wrestling warriors out there in where were we? I can't even remember the town name now. Miami, Oklahoma. I practiced saying that 50 million times before I went out on stage because it's spelled Miami. So yeah.
Or platinum rich.
Yeah, right. But no, it was a lot of fun, man. It was out there at the Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, and man, like I was telling Don here, because we've worked together. I've announced for y'all at IPCW, and one of the biggest things so I learned a lot out there. We'll fast forward to the end here. I did an awesome job, and we're in talks.
Of course you did.
Thank you, appreciate that. They were very impressed, they were very happy, and it sounds like I'm going to be doing some more work for them here soon. So, we'll have more info about that. Thank you.
Might be quitting that day job soon.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know.
It's coming, manifest it.
They are a touring company. So that is something that I'm really interested in. And
Do
I
you need
feel
an assistant, a nanny?
maybe.
Just saying, I
You
love
can
to travel.
Right, there you go. We can bring you along. You're my +1 everywhere. You can take care of the kiddos. But no, it was great. It was a sold-out event. 1,100 people in attendance.
Crazy.
Wow.
Which to date is now like the largest crowd that I've ever announced.
Do you
for.
get nervous?
Oh, so nervous.
Really? How do you
was-
how do you deal with that?
I mean, I try and push through it and like just do what I gotta, do what I gotta do and do what I know how to do. And then eventually for me, it's kind of like, I don't know why, but like my biggest worry is that someone in the crowd is always gonna come up and be like, "You suck, man." Like,
I mean,
what's
you're
the
always
worst?
gonna
Right.
you're always gonna have a troll.
Right, right. But no, man, everybody loved it. They got into it, and like, so I came out there at first, and I was, I hyped up the crowd, and welcome Miami, how's everybody doing? And I'm giving high fives, and I get in the ring, and I do my normal announcement that I start off with. I go, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Crickets. Nothing. Like, a couple people cheered, but outside of that, and I was like, no, we got to start this all over. So when I say one fall, you all go one fall. And so I did it again, and then the place was like, one fall, and I'm like, all right, we're good now.
We were
Yeah.
just in disbelief at how good your voice sounds.
Yeah, right? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, yeah. But no, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, 1,100 people. One of the big things that I did learn, and like I said, I was telling Don about this, is just like everything I've learned from the independent scene in Arkansas, and again, I'm not trying to take anything away from this, but, most of you, like the largest promotion that I announced for audience-wise in Arkansas was about 400 people in attendance. Pretty much the same as Arkan Brawl.
Arkansas was huge. That's the first time I ever met Rich.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, man, I was trying to be nice to him. He just like kind of blew me off, and I was like, damn, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And then
Not at all.
after I got to meet him again, I was like, okay, never mind. He just, he was in work mode, and you're just very professional, very focused, and goes out there and just kicks ass.
I tell everybody, because there was somebody else too, who watched my kiddo for the weekend, the sitter. Her friend was over and hanging out when I dropped the kiddo off, and she's like, "Oh, hey, it's good to see you." And I was like, "Yeah, hey, how you doing? I'm Rich Rockwell. Nice to meet you." And she was like, I met you at wrestling
Yep,
last week,
yep.
and I was
Same
like,
thing
"Oh,
happened
I'm
with
so
us."
sorry." And
Yep.
yeah, and like I just told her, I said, "Look, like at a wrestling event is the absolute worst time to meet me. Like, absolutely come up and say, hey, like, I want to meet you. I want to shake your hand. I want to see you. But don't expect me to remember you. Like, especially if that's the first time we're meeting, because normally at those events, like, I am being pulled in so many million directions and having so much information fed to me. Like, there's just no way for me to remember everything that happened. And I smoke weed. So.
Get that boss face on is what I always call it.
Yeah.
I had much the opposite kind of experience when I met Shane Bridges and Triple J.
Yeah.
So I said, I was talking to Triple J. I said, "Oh yeah, I've seen you before." He goes, "Where'd you see me?" "Arkan Brawl." He goes, "Where'd you see me at Arkan Brawl?" I'm like, "You were the high flyer, man. You were in the scaffolding match
Yeah.
and the battle royal."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, okay."
Some of those guys are really cool.
I couldn't tell if Triple J was in character the whole time I was talking to him or not.
Yeah.
Shane Bridges was different, but
Yes, yeah. Once he got off the stage, he was like normal. Like we had a conversation. He was pretty cool. But
both of them hella great guys.
and there's another one, short guy, think bald, paints his face white.
Yeah, Cody Hayes.
Yes, he
Yeah.
The
is
bowling ball.
awesome. He is just a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation. He was interacting with the baby, like just cool ass dude.
Oh, yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't
I
care
mean, I
if
like
you're in
them
a
all.
wrestling ring or not. When that guy does a front flip and hits you with his butt right in the chest, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear that he hit this one guy twice in Benton.
Yeah.
And you could hear it. It's like, oh my goodness, give him some time, man.
Let him-
He just
let
went
him
back and
breathe.
did it again.
That
How you do
cannonball.
it. That's how you do it. It's a cannonball. That was in my repertoire whenever I was
Yep.
in the in-ring stuff.
Well, he's built like he didn't even have to curl up. He just ran at him and jumped. That was awesome.
Brando said, how was your voice? My voice was good. I did like, after the first couple matches, and they had like a little table for me set up, and it was right next to the ring. So I was doing the bell ringing too for him and all that. But like after the second match that I announced, I was like, "Can I get some water around here, please? Like anybody?" Yeah. So they hooked me up, and then I was good. But yeah, it was starting to go out. What else did you say here, Brandon? He said birthday was great. Hung out with his lady friend. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Happy birthday.
What is this, Brandon? This is new news.
Are we
I got pictures.
Am I allowed to talk about it?
I don't know. Let us know. All right.
Let me know.
So he said he hung out with his lady friend and had barbecue at the Whole Hog Cafe.
Okay.
Nice.
Barbecue.
Yeah? Is it? I've never been there. I've thought about stopping
They
there a few
win
times.
best barbecue in Arkansas almost every year.
Yeah.
in Arkansas
Do they?
Times.
Their burnt
They're
ends
pretty
are good.
fire.
I don't
Get the
really care
cheesy
for 'em.
corn. You wouldn't think, but the cheesy corn is delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my
see that.
goodness.
It's like those KFC bowls have corn and cheese in them. And
Yeah.
They're amazing. So
There's this in Conway, there's a food truck, a barbecue food truck. I think it's like Wade's Barbecue or something, and they've got really good barbecue for. I think like for a food truck, it was amazing. They have these barbecue nachos. I crave them all the time. Oh my god.
barbecue nachos are good.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they're my favorite.
Every time I go, I usually get the whatever like the barbecue stuffed potato is.
Okay. I know
Yeah.
what you're, yep.
Yeah, where they'll have like the coleslaw, the beans, the barbecue, all in a big
I worked at
so.
a
Just likes meat and his taters.
They actually, they got a great
I
meaty
was hoping
tater
I'd get
there.
the first one of those today.
I worked at a barbecue joint. It's not in Conway anymore, but it apparently had been there for a very long time. It was really good. And before I moved here, I never ate barbecue. So when we moved to the South, obviously I realized, holy crap, it's a huge thing down here. So I was starting to learn. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
Brandon's
that's
lady
Brandon's
friend.
lady.
All right, Brandon.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Lucky man.
Go, man, go. Yeah. Yeah, he said you
I'm
can
happy
talk
for
about
him.
it. So that's awesome, man. No, seriously, congratulations. Apparently, Brandon's going to have to take me out and be my wingman or something. I'm telling you. Jeez. Teach me. Crystal Ann says, good freaking morning. It's Monday. She said she's got to work at 5 a.m. and already ready to go home. But she said, thank everybody for being here, and we all rock.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Crystal. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Mitchell? How you doing, man? Just saying what's up to everybody on
Good morning,
comments. So,
Brad. I see Brad's in the.
oh, what's up, Brad? How you doing, man? You were talking a minute ago when we were, about somebody's job or whatever, and AI taking it over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started.
Well, I had seen this today, and as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that's a good one. So this, they came out recently with a list of jobs that don't require a college degree and that they say are not going to be replaced by AI.
Okay.
All
I
right?
wonder if they used AI to make this.
Right? According to Grok.com, yeah. Oh, AI, tell us what you won't take over. A new report from Resume Now highlights 13 careers that come with good pay, long-term stability, don't require a college degree, and aren't likely to be replaced by AI. The jobs with low AI replacement risk include forest fire inspectors. All right. I didn't even know that was a job. That's why I kind of chuckled because I saw that coming up. And I was like, who just gets to go to the forest and be like,
Nope, no fire today.
yeah, right? Like, nope, Smokey's not here today. We're good. Forest fire inspectors, flight attendants. Now, I could see that being taken over by AI.
And a robot can
Right,
ride
a
down an
robot.
aisle with a drink
Right. Come
and tell
on.
people how to buckle their seatbelts.
Electricians and plumbers. I think it'd be funny to see a robot electrician.
I would love to see how that goes.
Right. No, that's probably what's going to start the end of the world. Is one of them things going to get short-circuited or something and start like, we'll be reading a story, AI electrician kills everybody in house after surge.
How's a robot strip wire without teeth?
Oh.
Because that's safe. Safety lesson today, kids.
To any of our listeners that are from OSHA, we do apologize. No. They also say maintenance workers, insurance sales agents. Yeah, I could see that one. Yeah, I mean, you're
I
not
did
going to...
that for 2 years.
Right.
And it's the worst.
That
job.
robot shows up on your
AI
doorstep
can
and
have it.
yeah,
AI can have that.
right. And aircraft cargo handling supervisors are among the jobs that could eventually be automated, but still have a moderate AI risk.
I mean, what about like doctors and nurses and What about those people?
I mean, I guess they're saying that could be taken over by
Well,
AI.
I think this is for ones that didn't require a degree.
Yeah, these are for
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You're right. It
Okay.
doesn't require a degree, and it's likely to not be taken over by
Well, I
AI.
thought plumbers and electricians, don't you have to be, I mean, maybe not
Like a
like a
trade
degree,
school?
but like, don't you have to get like certified or licensed or something? I mean, I feel like that would
I
kind
think
of,
a lot of that is just like shadowing and OJT though.
okay,
So I don't think there's a whole lot of like school,
okay.
but I don't know. I didn't do either of them. I just paid a plumber to come tell me not to
Well, I
flush
know they have
wet
like
wipes anymore.
trade schools that they can go to.
They say, I mean, and these aren't bad, but we'll kind of cover over. So these are jobs with relatively low AI risk. So these are the jobs, again, don't require a college degree and are pretty unlikely to be taken over by AI. Forest fire inspectors and prevention specialists, apparently their median pay is around $70,000 a year. So I'm
Smokey's
about to
doing all
quit.
right.
Yeah, Smokey's
Smokey's
doing
doing all
good,
right.
man. I may need to think my career choice here.
Maybe he's right. Only me.
Flight attendants, median pay of about $68,000. This says lodging managers. I guess it'd be like a hotel manager. I don't believe that. I could see that
yeah, I
getting
can
taken
see
over. Yeah. Median pay of $65,000. Electricians, $60,000. Plumbers, pipe fitters, and steam fitters, about $61,000. Chefs and head cooks, $58,000. A hearing aid specialist. All right. And then personal service managers at like 57.
I guess AI don't have ears, so they wouldn't know if a good hearing aid worked.
All right. I get. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Well, that's that for today. There's that news. Well, let's do this. We'll be back here. in
Good
just a
morning, Sunny. Good morning, Tactical Turkey. They just,
Oh, what's
They
up,
just joined
y'all?
us.
Good morning. All right, we'll be back here in just a second.
If you're looking for a vehicle, you know where to go. Fitz Auto is the place to go. Now, you can go online at fitzauto.com or you can go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. What makes them different? What makes them special? Well, they work with you regardless of your credit history because they're their own bank. They don't have to ask anybody else. It's up to them who they work with. And they have late model, low mileage vehicles. They're going to save you money. They're going to put you in something you can be proud of. And it doesn't matter, sports car, truck, SUV, boat, RV, camper, amphibious units. They've got motorcycles, anything you could possibly want on wheels and an engine. They've got it there for you. Check them out, fitzauto.com. Start there, in there. It's where you're going to go because it's the best deal.
Let's do that, and we're back. Matthew Orton, our resident Bigfoot hunter, just messaged, said he may try and come in tomorrow. So he said, hey, do you need my help tomorrow? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. Patrick will be back here, so you'll have to ask him. But no, hopefully he'll be in here. Crystal Ann said something. She'll be a plumber, and you can start out as an apprentice, but then you have to become a journeyman, and then you'll have to become a master with the highest. My son is a master at being a plumber, so I guess that's how that works out. I guess we'll cover over some news here. So President Zelensky met with Vice President Vance and Marco Rubio in his home. Vladimir Zelensky said he had a good meeting with Vice President J.D. Vance in Rome yesterday. The two met after Pope Leo XIV's inaugural Mass at the Vatican. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was also at the meeting where they discussed how to bring a ceasefire in the war with Russia. Zelensky noted pressure is needed against Russia until they are eager to stop the war. Trump is set to call Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin today. Meanwhile, Putin released a new list of demands for a ceasefire, which included for Ukraine to withdraw from parts of its own territory in order to obtain a ceasefire. So basically everything with that continues to go around. I mean, yeah.
I feel bad for people in that country.
Right.
In those countries, I guess I should say.
A new study came out, said Americans aren't spending money at salons like they used to. Well, you know, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't remember when my last salon appointment was. I know. Says when money is tight, the extras are ditched from the budget. Hair care is close to the top of that list. Americans aren't going to the salon as much because of rising costs brought on by tariffs and inflation. Come on. That's according to a report from this month's consumer analytic platform Civic Science, which found that more than 40% of typical salon customers are going less, relying on home treatments, while 24% aren't going at all. Half of those surveyed said saving money was the biggest reason. Gen Xers and millennials are more likely to stop going altogether, while Gen Z is going less.
I mean,
tariffs?
If you go to the beauty schools, I mean, it's cheaper.
Right, right.
I know if you're going to go get a massage, find one that's got red in the letters. I learned that.
Oh.
You're going to make me kick you off the show.
Never thought about a happy ending after my haircut. Interesting.
Y'all stop.
That may be a new business we might need to look into. Business venture.
I don't know.
Haircut and happy ending.
No, not me.
So this is not the way to keep a girlfriend. A Utah man is facing charges after allegedly holding his girlfriend and her family hostage for 6 months at a home in Mill Creek. Police say 23-year-old Dominic Christopher Garcia convinced his live-in girlfriend and her family they were targets of a cartel and made threats to them to prevent them from leaving. He later admitted the story was entirely fabricated, saying he continued to lie out of fear of rejection. He is facing 28 criminal charges and is currently jailed without bail.
Oh my
So
God.
he was afraid she was going to reject him and leave him. So we'll just, create a scene where they're being attacked by the cartel.
I mean, it's his living girlfriend, though, so why would you? I don't understand that.
I have no idea.
You couldn't just pull a fire alarm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Works in Congress. I mean,
I guess maybe she really couldn't leave to get to the fire alarm.
That's a crazy story.
I couldn't imagine.
Wow.
No, I'd be like in the window. Help!
Chrissy Teigen came out recently. She said she's relapsed after years of sobriety. In a candid Instagram post, she shared the news while promoting a new episode of her Self-Conscious podcast featuring Holly Whitaker, author of Quit Like a Woman. Teigen admitted she struggles with moderation and still thinks about drinking often. Despite setbacks, said her relationship with sobriety and recovery has evolved positively. I mean, I guess so, absolutely good for you, but, sorry to hear that you fell off the wagon. So, yeah. Christian says, revealed in a candid Instagram post, I let it back into my life, Teigen admitted, adding, I 100% know I like me better sober. She also shared that she's frustrated with herself about not being able to be normal and have a cocktail with my husband on vacay without it turning into 8 and feeling terrible. So, I mean, that's a constant battle, but
it is.
same way with circus peanuts.
Circus. Oh.
So a South Carolina resort says it's already had a record 161 people signed up to run its annual 5K race. This 5K race does have an unusual twist, though.
Oh my God.
It's clothing optional.
Who the hell runs a race naked?
You've never heard of the Naked Mile in Ann Arbor that they used to do?
No.
All the college kids? Yeah. That was a big thing for a while.
Hell no.
They made an American Pie
No.
movie about it.
Right. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the Naked. Yeah, you're right.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Says the Carolina Foothills Resort, a nudist resort in Spartanburg County, said this year's Buck Creek Streak 5K already has a record high number of people registered for the June 14th race. So you still got plenty of time to register.
No, thank you.
Right, Mike?
Yeah, I did a 5K with Patrick one time.
Did you?
Yes.
Was it clothes optional or?
Well, there were a lot of half-naked people there.
Really?
But this was for MIMS, so they kind of frowned on it.
Oh.
We did that in the woods around back.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Patrick came in last and still got more cheers than the first person. And he was literally,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Yep.
it
yep.
was awesome.
Well, apparently it's at, we said the Carolina Foothills Resort, a nudist resort, says you can go anywhere and do a 5K, but you can't go anywhere and run a 5K naked. Tom Crowder, who sits on the resort board of directors, told the local newspaper there, if you go to the turkey trot and drop your drawers, you're probably going to get arrested. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll be reading about you on the show of this crazy guy that went to the turkey trot, got arrested. Yeah. This year's race offers an option to go the extra mile and run 7.3K in honor of race founder Mike Ward, who died at the age of 73 in 2017. I'm guessing he must have had something big to do with these kind of races or something. So, anyways, A 25-year-old Japanese man who spent most of his time looking down at his phone eventually became unable to raise his own head and has now been diagnosed with dropping head syndrome.
I've always
imagine
heard
walking
that
around like
called
this.
tech neck.
Yeah, tech neck. Yeah.
Can you imagine like this all the time?
You're just stuck like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I had to go to a chiropractor because of such a thing.
Really?
Really? Okay. Okay.
So I guess everybody needs to start like,
Looking
all
up.
right, yeah, instead of looking down at our phones, we're all just going to start walking
Your
around.
neck
like this.
will literally fuse that way.
That's crazy.
I believe it.
That doesn't surprise me, yeah.
I believe it.
That's what they said. Scans revealed that the vertebrae of this gentleman's neck had become distorted and dislocated, and scar tissue formed on his upper spine as a result of it being extremely extended for long periods of time. So,
That's wild.
yep.
Yeah.
Initially, doctors tried treating his dropped head with collars, but after the patient complained of numbness in his neck, they decided to opt for another solution. Over a series of surgical procedures, they removed a small portion of the distorted vertebrae and scar tissue before inserting screws and metal rods into the bones of his neck to correct his posture. Sorry, what?
I was just saying, good grief.
Yeah,
All
man,
'cause
for
you
real.
just looked at
How
your
old was
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was 25.
Oh, well, yeah, it's worth it at that age.
Yeah,
For sure.
Just really young. Dang it.
man.
Man, what did he?
I mean, he had to be, a phone addiction, man. You're
Never
just
looked
looking
up.
at it, not
I mean,
yet,
literally
nonstop.
never looking up.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
24/7. That's insane.
Wow.
And I'm reading that story going, man, like it's,
At that age, man.
and they say it's super, that it's rare or whatever, but I mean, like you got to think there's gonna be more cases of that coming, especially as we're all, so
Generations
yeah,
coming up.
I mean,
With me, it was always looking down, and in printing we call it handwork. You're working on something right in front of you, and you're just looking down for hours at a time working on that, and that's how I got it. But it's basically the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Constantly just looking down.
man. Anyways, that's a
I know that's painful though.
right. I know I'm gonna stop, and I already feel like I look down at my phone too much, but yeah. All right.
I've learned to do stretches and straighten my neck up and look up, and I've got this neck pillow like for when you're driving.
Yeah.
I use that sometimes on the weekends in my easy chair
Gotcha.
because I will fall asleep and then wake up with my forehead touching my elbow.
Oh God.
So a school in the UK was evacuated after a student brought to show and tell a grenade.
Oh my God.
Yeah. School in Ashbourne, Derbyshire had to be evacuated, and Army bomb disposal experts were called after a student brought a hand grenade to the show and tell assembly yesterday. The young child unexpectedly produced the World War II explosive device at some primary school. I'm not even going to try and say that. Osmaston Coffee, whatever. It's in the UK. Head teacher Jeanette Hart said she was unsure if the grenade was live, so she took it from the boy and placed it behind a substantial tree in the school's park while the emergency services crews were called. So, like, oh, here, let me just see that grenade real quick. We're just going to set it down over here. Yeah. Army experts later established the grenade was safe, but police praised the quick-thinking staff because a tree is apparently going to protect you from a grenade blast. Mrs. Hart said it was quite an eventful assembly. It was going fine, and there was another boy who brought an old bullet case in, which I knew about, but then his friend produced a hand grenade from his pocket.
God.
That I was not expecting. That's exactly what she said. Mrs. Hart told the BBC she tried to avoid a panic while she realized the student was holding the grenade, a family heirloom he had picked up without telling his parents. She said, it looked old and I thought it might be safe, but I didn't want to take the risk. Students were moved to safety while, police and explosive experts were called to the scene. So
That's crazy.
that is. It is. Needs to get with those students that brought the Jello shots to school last
Yeah.
week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You would think that like if I had something like that, it
Explosive
would
party
be
right there.
Right?
it would be like somewhere where my children could not get access to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's wild.
So, among other, great stories that have been done, and again, I don't understand how people get paid to do this, like why they even approve it. But without getting too personal, what is kind of your routine when you jump in the shower? You know, do you do the hair first? Do you do the body? Do you know what?
I wash the same 2 spots every man does.
Yep. Okay.
And
Fair
that's
enough.
it. And
Yeah.
That's all. I don't even wash my feet or my legs.
So I've actually, a lot of people don't wash their legs.
Okay.
Like from
Really?
Yeah, there's been YouTube videos that people have talked about it. A lot of people will scrub the top of their legs and let the soap run down.
It's hilarious. There is a diagram of where most men wash, and it's just like a picture of a body, and it's red where you put the soap at.
Well,
Insane.
It's
I wash my whole body.
it's
so apparently I'm going to, educate everybody here. So welcome to this episode of Patrick and the People. It's shower time. No. According to dermatologists, there's an order that we should be showering for maximum cleanliness. The skin health experts recommend this following process for the best results. They say, step 1, wash your hair. If you typically start with washing your body, it's time to change your ways. Washing your hair first gives the shampoo and conditioner more time to work their magic and gives you a chance to rinse any that gets on your skin, which is really important for those with sensitive or acne-prone skin. Shampoo and conditioner often leave behind a film that can clog pores on your back and chest, especially if you are acne-prone. Then they say, step 2, go ahead and lather up with that soap. After your hair, it's time to wash your body. Says unless you've been really sweaty. Oh, where'd the story go? There it is. All right. Unless you've been, really just active, 1 full scrub will do. Says overwashing can strip your skin's natural barrier, and they see a lot of patients in with dry, itchy skin. She recommends using a gentle cleanser and points out that less is more when it comes to harsh soaps. So, step 3, then shave. Save this until last so the warm water has a chance to open up the hair follicles and your skin is softer. Says it'll make you less likely to get razor burn or irritation. Again, as long as you're using a sharp razor and shaving cream, but wait till a while. And then for the guys or for the ladies, don't take too long in there. Don't need a long shower. It says 5 to 10 minutes is all the time it takes to get clean. Any longer in the hot water can strip the skin's natural oils and potentially make skin conditions like eczema worse.
I don't think whoever says that has the amount of hair that I do. Because it takes 5 to 10 minutes just to shampoo and condition this mom.
Yeah.
I was just about to
so
say, 5 10 minutes just on
That
hair
person
alone.
had your hairstyle. With this article. They don't know.
Yeah.
Does anybody else go from hot water to turn the hot water off after you've rinsed and just straight cold water at the end of the shower?
No, why?
Tom.
No, I'm not a
Cold shower.
psychopath.
My son told me he started doing this recently, and I was like, dude, I've been doing that for years.
How do you take a cold shower? I don't
can't.
comprehend it. Tom does
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, dude, where's the warmth? I want my skin to feel
There-
like it's on fire.
Right.
There was a time when I couldn't afford hot water, and that was all I took was cold showers.
I mean, I can understand in
Yeah, I
that
mean-
sense,
I mean,
but
I guess, yeah.
When you have the option, I don't know, man.
It's
can't throw
it just
cold
kind
water
of,
on
I don't know, I don't know, if you don't do it after you've been doing it for a while, you notice a big difference during the day.
yeah.
Interesting.
I've heard that's the benefit to it, that really getting either a cold shower or doing a cold bath, an ice bath or whatever first thing in the morning,
Yeah, they say it's good.
really spikes your brain and everything like that. But dude, I'm too much of a warm. I moved from Michigan to the South because I wanted to be done with the
Yep,
cold.
yep.
I'm not gonna go throw myself. If I wanted to be in an ice bath, I'd live in Michigan.
I used to, in PA, when we lived there, did you ever, when it was so cold, you literally would just get in the warm shower to warm up? Because it was
Yes.
so cold from the blizzard?
Yes.
Oh, my, yeah, no. I only use cold water when I shave. For women, when you shave your legs, after you shave your legs, if you run cold water, like ice cold water over your legs, it helps with razor burn and my legs won't, I have very sensitive skin and it helps. I don't know. I can't remember where I learned it. Somebody taught me that and it really works, but I'd cry. I'm like, and then it's back to the heat and it's like, Tom walks in, like everything, like a puff of, steam comes out and he's like, can't breathe in here. And I'm like, I love it. I want it hot.
I always, especially living in Michigan, I always remembered the the winters and how it'd make me forget like only in that cold can it make you forget what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go be
I
walking
don't
out to
miss
the
it.
car and
I
yeah.
do, but I don't. Like, I miss the snow. I just don't miss the freezing cold that had to come with the damn snow.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty to look at the snow, but yeah.
I loved it. We lived on this big hill right in my house. So when it would snow, we'd go, what do you call it, sledding right down the big hill. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Snowmobiling.
Let's
Oh, man.
see. Brandon says, when are you coming back on, Sonny? I was looking at some of the tactical. Says he's busy as could be. He might have to rewatch the show a little later. Brandon said that sounds like his necks are evolving studies now. Let's see here. There was another couple comments. Mitchell said he figured strippers are safe from AI. And he said, I could always go shake it at the bar. Yeah. Could you imagine a robot coming out to pole dance? Hey, look, they're doing the robot.
It might actually do something.
Oh my God, that'd be
I would
great.
probably watch
I'm
that.
going to
Oh,
make
God.
it clap for you.
Well, what's going to clap on a robot, though?
Oh man.
You just hear.
So when I
It's got
worked,
just a tooth.
so when I worked at the sex shop, we used to sell. They used to sell these. Okay, so you guys know what a fleshlight is, obviously, right?
Oh,
So they make these bodies of women, and it will be a torso with a booty. And they could just make that and put it on the AI.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
It literally was this big. It's not rubber. I don't know the material, but it's like it's supposed to be like skin. It feels like skin, and it would be like this, and men would buy it. I used to love selling them because they were like $500. So my
man.
commission was great, but they
yeah.
could just put that on these
They
robots.
could, yeah, why not?
they could have just made.
Excuse me, Mr. Robot. Your butt just fell off on the stage.
Well, I mean, nowadays that could happen to a real stripper. So
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to be back after this, y'all.
Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give him a call, 777-7333.
It's nighttime, it's the right time. Feeling this groove, it's so sublime, yo. That's right. I got my girl in the caddy, 4-door in a 6-body trunk. Yeah, she call me daddy, cause I'm the righteous father of funk. We bouncing at the stoplight, fenders moving to the beat. Everybody wanna get in right, it sure don't matter the street. Slow rolling in the roundabout, 2 wheels lifted and curving out. Purple paint popping under street lamps, flexing so hard I almost caught a real cramp. Sitting cloud wrapped in my crushed velour, grab a Cuban out the humidor. That Haitian smoke is silky smooth, but it ain't got nothing on this funky groove. We bouncing at the stoplight, fenders moving to the beat. Everybody wanna get in right, it sure don't matter the street. The Lexani chrome is shining so bright. Them catfish trying to get a bite. It might be the car that book 'em, but it's that groove that cook 'em. It's getting funky here tonight. Break it down all the way downtown. Riding this sleigh, you found the right beat today. like it didn't happen. Let's ride. Let's ride. Another night alone in bed with you right there beside me. Replaying hateful words you said, dark fruit from your rotten tree. I feel sickness spreading inside, disease dignity in my veins. Diagnosis, I'm undignified. I'm drinking it like dirty champagne. I'm scaling the top of the highest peak just to be a sacrificial goat. You want me to take the poison you speak, but I can't be your antidote. My system is down from toxicity. Immunity gone, what's the answer? At least everyone thinks you're pretty, while my emotions have become a cancer. I'm scaling the top of the highest peak just to be a sacrificial goat. You want me to take the poison you speak, but I can't be your antidote. There's no doctor on call, and no one's looking for a cure. There's nothing arresting my downfall. It's just another trap door. I'm scaling the top of the highest peak just to be a sacrificial goat. You want me to take the poison you speak, but I can't be your antidote. I can't be your antidote. I can't be your antidote. Your antidote. Yo, I just can't be your fucking antidote.
All right, and we are back now. We've got here, let's switch the camera around. There we go. We swapped out little Doggy, Brink Woodall. He had to head back and get some work knocked out. But filling in his place, I'll let you do the introductions, LaTasha.
So everybody, this is my daughter, Teyana. She's my twin,
What-
as you can tell.
What's up, Teyana? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you for joining us. So tell us about yourself. You are you're a junior in school?
Yeah,
Okay, so just one more year left, huh?
unfortunately.
You let her play hooky to come up to the show today? You're such a good mom. That's awesome. I wish my mom would have done that.
This is like the most school I've ever missed, like this year.
Yeah?
Like in my classes, I looked and I was super close to getting like truancy, and that's like we turned in all the doctor's notes. It's like a stack of notes on like the last day. So now I don't have to truancy.
We had that car accident in December, and when we did, she ended up having to get surgery from it, and she's
Oh.
been doing a lot of like physical therapy and a lot of doctor's appointments, and so it's been a rough year. So
Right.
I'm hoping next year, this junior year coming up, is going to be good.
So it's junior year coming up.
Yes.
So you're what then? You're actually a sophomore right now currently.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you still got. Are you already are like colleges and stuff already on the horizon for you, or yeah?
Yep,
Okay.
she's trying to leave me. Yep, she wants to go all the way across the way. She wants to go to Syracuse. Is that still the main?
My dream is Penn State. That's like
Really?
they
Okay.
have a really good like forensics program,
Okay.
and I want to be a forensic psychologist.
Okay.
And if not that, then I want to do like CSI kind of stuff because I do photography and I love like crime scene stuff.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
So you're a big fan of like the crime scene shows and CSI, Law and Order, things like that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Criminal
yeah.
Minds is her favorite-ish.
Okay.
Kinda.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very good career path. Absolutely. Well, good luck on that. Well, welcome nonetheless. And I know you've kind of been, sitting here in the background area, kind of watching the show, and you've obviously watched it before, so you know how everything works. But feel free to chime in wherever you want. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Just kind of going over the news. Of course, this weekend, we were talking about this earlier, Tasha, man, these
Wait,
storms have
why-
been
why
crazy. What's up?
technical turkey? He said, "Oh, poor girl." What do you mean, poor girl?
My surgery.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I say thank you to that.
Yeah. yeah.
I never know like when to say thank you when people say stuff like that.
Brando says, she's very pretty. You did great, LaTasha.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. So we've all been getting hit by these storms, and there's more coming around the corner. So
Oh
everybody
my
stay
God.
weather
I love
aware. and-
storms.
Yeah,
I
you?
do.
She's nuts.
I love to go outside and like watch them and stuff like
She'll
that.
stand in the rain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Okay.
love-
Now, do you stand like when the tornado sirens are going off? Are you out there like, where's it at? I want to see it.
This is
I
where
l-
Yeah.
Yes.
we're videoing it. Yeah. Look at it. Do you see it coming?
I definitely get that from like my dad. Like he's like one to go out there fully shirtless, just shorts on, no shoes, and he'll go outside and just stand there and look at it, and I'll just go out with him.
See, I'm the person that's inside of the closet, hunkered down on Facebook, watching you all do that, while I'm freaking out, being like, as long as it doesn't hit me. Hit them. They want it. They're outside looking for it. Do not come to my house. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one. Like I'll be like, everyone get in the hallway, and then I'm at the window.
You're
like,
at the
Yeah, you're watching it. Yeah. And see, when I lived up north in Michigan, we used to do that because, an F1 was like the most you'd get up there. So everybody was like, oh, 70-mile-per-hour winds? Okay, let's go see what it's about.
Once every couple years.
Yeah, once every couple of years. Yeah, y'all.
Here we call that April.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, I think in Pennsylvania we rarely ever got. It was kind of probably like Michigan then. We rarely ever got like tornado. We'd get tornado warnings. We have to run to the basement because up there we have basements to run into to
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Down here they don't believe in
Is
those.
Michigan set up that way?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Everybody has a basement up there.
Apparently, you can have a basement in Arkansas, but it's more for rich people to afford.
Okay.
Because I've asked Tom this. My aunt, my mother's moving down here, so my aunt and uncle were looking into moving here. And when she was looking at houses, she's like, "Why is there no basements in any of the houses?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, it has something to do with our soil because our soil is so wet or something."
I've heard because it's like more of like a clay once you get
And
down.
it's more prone to leaking over years. So then you're going to go through, spending the money to repair it. So Tom said that you can you can have a basement. It just takes more money. They have to
Right.
do reinforcing and stuff to make it. Because that was the same thing. I've always grown up with basements. We always had the creepy basement at
Right.
my parents' house that you would go down into. So, or even an attic.
Well, and it always confused me too, because I'm like, okay, you can't have a basement because of the ground, but you can have a storm shelter. Like, wouldn't the same thing happen? But I don't.
You would think so. Our storm shelter has the way that the man built it. There's a pipe and it runs out. So if it does flood in there, I guess it's supposed to keep it.
Oh,
drain it
okay.
out. So,
I got
but yeah,
you.
it doesn't make sense to me either. You can have a storm shelter, but can't have a basement.
Well, the mayor of St. Louis said apparently they were hit by a tornado Friday. The tornado caused over $1 billion in damage. In a press conference yesterday, Mayor Kara Spencer said the city faces a long recovery process, especially with more severe weather expected this week. Officials believe about 5,000 buildings were damaged in the tornado, which traveled more than 20 miles with maximum winds of 152 miles. Sadly, 5 people were killed and over 30 were injured. The tornado was rated an EF3.
Wow.
And again, more severe weather still expected for that area this week.
And that was where?
That was in St. Louis.
Oh gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah, that is sad, man. And I know y'all were getting hit over the weekend because when I was out in Oklahoma, I was trying to time when I was gonna drive back, and I kept looking at the radar, and I was like, nope, Arkansas is completely red now. I'm not driving now. But yeah. Yeah.
I was mad. I didn't know it was supposed to storm. I gotta start watching the weather more.
Let's see here. I'm just covering over some other news. So, apparently, the new Pope has gotten a bobblehead. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum is getting in on the excitement about the American pontiff with a Pope Leo XIV bobblehead. In its first week on sale, 2,000 bobbleheads were sold to customers across 47 states. The museum says the collectibles have been popular in no other place than Chicago, where the Pope was born and raised, and in Philadelphia, where he went to college. Wow. The 8-inch bobblehead is on pre-sale with an anticipated November shipping date, and they'll set you back about $30 plus shipping and tax. So
I recently just learned about our Pope because my AP World History teacher, he's really Catholic, and he went on a whole rampage about it. He makes jokes, and he was like, I wonder if Barack Obama and him are friends because they're both from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
I was like, I don't know, probably. I'm the worst person to ask.
So what's because I don't know a lot about the Pope outside of, that it's Catholic and
Right.
Apparently they smoke a whole bunch of something when they're, trying to elect a new Pope or whatever. So isn't that why there's so much smoke pouring out of the chimney, man? They're all
I don't
chiefing
think
in the
they're
room.
smoking something. They're just burning something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Less fun.
Yeah, that doesn't sound, yeah. I thought that's what I thought they were, okay. Anyways, what's one thing that you've learned, I guess the most important fact that you've learned about the Pope so far, would you say?
He's the first American Pope, and he has a dual citizenship for Peru and the United States.
Okay.
Because he's from Chicago, but he ended up moving to Peru for, I don't remember if it was a long couple months or a year. And
Okay.
it was kind of crazy because he sold his car there, okay? And when he sold it, he left his rosemary in there.
Oh,
So somebody in Peru has his rosemary.
wow.
That he left.
Like his rosary, you mean?
Rosary.
Rosary,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left it in the car, and somebody has it of his now.
Jeez.
Honestly, I would sell it.
Right?
I have it.
now,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's worth it now, yeah. Way to go, man. You lost the most, one of the most important things that you're, yeah, I don't know.
I know. It was crazy. When I was in there and he was talking about it, all I was thinking of is if he knows anything about Scientology.
Right.
He literally just walked out.
He just said, no, I'm done. Let's do this real quick. I want to come back and talk about that more, but obviously you can hear we got some noise there in the background. So hang on one second. We're going to do this.
You know what? As a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggan Law. Okay, RigganLaw.com. Kristen Riggan there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigganLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigganLaw.com is the solution. Check them out.
Crazy with some noise here, so we're going to keep this break going and play a song. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Appreciate y'all.
Punch the clock, it's Friday. We getting together tonight. Hit the liquor store, dispensary, gonna get our heads right. A little chill in the air, bonfire and plenty of wood. Laura let down her hair, no, it's about to get good. Got a bonfire in the backyard, oh yeah, chugging and chiefing. Passing bottles and blunts, getting deep into the evening. Everybody's staying all the way to the end. Tell your mama and your cousin and all of your friends. Got the whiskey, some decent wine, and oh yeah, tequila. Tonight it's money well spent, but the morning may kill ya. Every time one goes another keg. It's only 9 and Billy just fired up another hog leg. Got a bonfire in the backyard. Oh yeah, chugging and chiefing. Passing bottles and blunts, getting deep into the evening. Everybody staying all the way to the end. Tell your mama and your cousin and all of your friends. We broke our backs all week to rock this backyard party. We made it to the weekend. It's all Blizzies and Bacardi. Got a bonfire in the backyard. Oh yeah, chugging and chiefing. We're passing bottles and blunts, getting deep into the evening. Everybody staying all the way to the end. Tell your mama and your cousin and all of your friends. Y'all come on, bring a little something with you.
That was mine, I think, actually. There we go. That was a nice soft ending there. All right, let's get back on the right camera. Push the right button, Rich. Jeez. All right, we got the noise there taken care of. So let's see. Alex Johnson said he used to stand in the eye of hurricanes when he grew up in Maryland.
I don't know if I'd do that now.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
not
so.
gonna
What's
sit
up,
there.
Keith? How you doing? He also said he only likes cold showers when he's sweating.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not going to finish off the rest of
I
it.
like cold showers. I like
Do
cold
you?
showers. I do. It's actually really good for your hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you have
Now a train? Come on. Is this make the most noise that you possibly can? No, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm used to it.
She was giving you some really good information. Cold showers are actually really good.
Yeah,
for
she
your
said
hair.
hair, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I don't have that.
It's
Yeah.
like super
just
healthy
rich.
for your hair. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
if you use like really hot water, it like burns your hair, but not like off, obviously, but it like does some damage to your hair. It's like
So
not
use
the same
warm.
heat damage, but like it's heat damage.
Well, see, I'm living proof of that because I've always taken an extremely hot shower, and you'll end up 39 and bald like me. So no.
Yes, Brandon,
No,
my
I've
daughter
used
is
hot
very
showers,
smart.
too.
I try. I'm only good at history and English. Ask me a math question. I'll stare at you.
She's a nerd.
Are you a big door dasher at all?
No, I don't let her.
No.
She
Okay.
will. She'll get grandpa. She would text grandpa when she was a little bit younger. And she'd be like, I'm hungry. Mom won't get me McDonald's.
It was never McDonald's.
Or whatever, you know. and
Taco
he'll-
Bell.
he'll be like,
Oh, okay.
I love Taco Bell. I got $135 worth of gift cards for my birthday of Taco Bell.
Wow.
it's bad.
My daughter's the same way.
It's so good.
Really.
She's 11, and yeah, every time I'm like, we might order dinner tonight. Ooh, can we have Taco Bell?
Yes.
Always.
I agree.
So we have this thing when we go on vacations, we drive all the time. So
Right.
We like to stop in the different states and try the Taco Bells to see how they taste because every one of them tastes different. Like you'll go through the states and I guess it just, I don't know if it's like because the water, when they're mixing, like their water must be different. So the way it mixes with the, you know, the seasonings and how they're making stuff. But I don't remember which state we liked the best. Was it Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia has really good Taco Bell.
Yeah.
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 I think it was Virginia.
Gonna have to take me a trip to Virginia now to go, man. I never. Taco Bell used to be like the 2 a.m. I'm drunk as could be and I need something on my stomach, like, and it tasted the same going down as it did coming back up if you ended up,
that was,
drinking too much. Like,
That was Waffle House for me.
that was
Oh, I
Waffle
love
House for
Waffle
you,
House.
yeah.
Whenever I was in my early 20s, I'd be out clubbing and
Yep,
partying.
yep.
We'd always normally leave the Cowboy and end up at the Waffle
At the-
House on Garrisburg.
You know, it's funny that you say that because that is like one of the biggest differences that I've seen because we do have Waffle Houses up north,
You
but
do?
like,
we didn't have any. We had Denny's.
yeah.
And Perkins. We didn't have
Those
Waffle
aren't the
House.
same.
Yeah.
Waffle House
Yeah.
was where you would go
Waffle House
to.
fights were way better.
Waffle House is where you would go to, like, if there was a blizzard and they shut down the highways, and
Everything,
you,
yep.
you know,
It's
so they
always
could
open.
clear the highways for a couple hours, and it was the only thing open at 2:00 in the morning. So you'd be like, well, I guess we'll go to Waffle House and camp out there for a couple hours.
So I
but-
grew up in Waffle House.
Yeah.
My grandpa was one of those old guys that went at 5 a.m. and 3 p.m. Seven
They
days a
still
week.
do it. They still do
Yeah,
it.
it's-
Wow.
It's just, it's new old guys.
Yeah.
All the old ones are dead that I grew up
They
with.
just sit there and drink coffee the whole time
The
and
whole
talk,
time.
and yeah, some of them are really nice.
So I would always go with them. I'd be like, "Oh, can I come?" And so, man, I got to where I could call my own order, how the waitresses call it.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, "Can I get this with the scramble?" I'm like, "I need to order scrambled grits in a bowl, hash browns, scatter cover, chunk pepper top. Let's go.
Now.
It's breakfast time."
Yeah. That's all. I mean, that's crazy, but that's
so,
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
I grew up in Waffle House.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Brandon said, "What do you get from Taco Bell?"
Well, it all depends because I have like different orders for different moods, but my like always that I always have in my order, I always get their nacho fries when they're there. They are so good, but you just have to get them fresh. And then their Cinnabon Delights, they are so good, but it's like ridiculous because it either comes in a 2-pack or a 6-pack. Yeah.
Okay.
And like the 6-pack is like what, $12, and then the 2-pack is like $4. So it's like right when you're finished eating the 2-pack, that's when it's really getting good. So there's
Right.
no
So you're
lag.
like, hey, I gotta go with those other two. They was it here? Tactical Turkey said he covers the weather for 4 counties. He said be sure to watch his weather page.
Do you cover for
will,
Faulkner,
trust.
Faulkner County?
I don't know.
I don't know if he covers Faulkner County.
Tactical. He said he's putting out a weather alert day announcement on his page. Western Arkansas has a high chance for super severe weather after lunch today and well into the night. So
Indica the first. That's my pope.
Nacho fries
the
are
one.
good.
It's the one we can get through. Yeah. So y'all obviously be weather aware. Arkansas Weather Watchers is what I recommend also for all the other counties outside of the ones that Tactical covers. And
I think I'm
If
going to be
you're-
like the rich people. Remember up north, the rich people would leave for the summer and they would go to Florida.
Yeah.
Have their summer homes. I think I'm gonna go somewhere during tornado season.
and just
Yeah, I'm gonna live there because I'm sick of these freaking storms.
Tactical. Brandon says he was conceived in a Waffle House.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hysterical.
Something else was scattered and cut.
Y'all are gonna get me fired. Jeez.
It's okay.
She said it's okay.
It's okay.
We'll replace you, Rich.
You're
Been
not-
nice knowing you.
I'm
You're
not
good.
gonna
You're
let
moving
them-
up to the big leagues
Right.
of wrestling. You'll be all right.
You'll be good. You're fine.
You're gonna forget all about us.
Right.
We'll be back here.
I'll take over your spot. It's all good. I see. See, they've all grouped together. This is a mutiny, I'm telling you. Tactical says nacho fries are the most awesome thing ever.
You said they're the
They
shit.
are. I agree. Very big time. I think they're like the best fries out there. No joke.
She's very, very stingy too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I don't
absolutely.
Yeah,
share
let me get
Taco
one.
Bell.
And she's like, here, you can have a nibble.
Oh,
No.
that's my wife is the same way. Taco Bell is her all-time favorite.
It's
and
so
she-
good.
Every time I try to ask her for some food, she just yells, "Joey doesn't share food."
I'm gonna start doing that.
Have you tried the taco nuggies?
I'm not trying them. No, like, I'm just not.
I tried to
My
get her
kids
to.
love
I
them.
tried them.
Yeah.
I will not try.
Kids
I don't
love
even eat McDonald's nuggets, so I'm not gonna eat Taco Bell nuggets.
She
I-
used to.
Well, I mean, none
They're
of
way-
it's none
they're
of
way
it's real
better.
chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Conspiracy theory.
You know, McDonald's has like strips now. They have like chicken strips.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had them before,
Oh, really?
like years ago. This is
didn't
probably
know
right when I was getting out of high school, so years ago. And they were awful. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're bad again.
I know they used to do the chicken wraps.
Yeah,
Remember?
they did
So
do chicken
maybe it was
wraps.
from that.
Y'all making me hungry, dude.
You know what
I know.
wanna
I'm
try?
starving.
I want to try that strawberry
medicine.
shortcake waffle from Waffle House. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Strawberry shortcake waffle.
Yeah, it's like strawberry syrup with like strawberry shortcake crumbs, and it's like supposed to be really good.
I guess we're going to Waffle House today, guys.
Oh, I really hope
Say,
so.
I might I gotta go to work straight after this, but on my lunch break, I might
Yeah.
go to the house.
Guess we're all eating Waffle House today.
Well, originally we had started talking about DoorDash trends and DoorDash delivery. And says thanks to their latest delivery trends report, they get a good idea of kind of what everybody's ordering from DoorDash. The annual report offers a peek into the top dining and delivery trends and what Americans are ordering this year. Part of the information comes from a survey of just over 1,500 U.S. adults around the country, and DoorDash also analyzes data from their site to see how food and alcohol orders have changed from year to year. First off, that said alcohol orders.
Yes. You
Who can order? Since
can
when
order-
can you order
I
alcohol?
I
on
ordered
You
DoorDash?
can order
Bailey's.
alcohol on DoorDash.
I ordered Bailey's and vodka just day
How?
before yesterday.
Wait,
They have it
when?
like,
On DoorDash.
yeah.
How though? Like,
So you have to submit.
Yeah, we're both trying to figure this
So
out.
I
need
also
to vote.
deliver DoorDash too. So
Okay.
I'm on both sides of this because they get all my money I make right back.
Right.
So you just scan your ID in the app, and then the person who delivers it also has to be over 21,
okay.
and they take a picture of your ID and submit it as well. So the IDs have to match the one that you have on your profile. It's really secure.
But like, I've never even is it like ordering an alcoholic drink from a restaurant or from
Just like
liquor stores?
Wow.
You just have to look up the name of the liquor store. Or, like I've never if
So,
I pull
yeah,
up my
you can- I
DoorDash,
got
yeah.
you right here.
So how does that work for us? Like, we live in Faulkner County, which is a dry county, so we have to drive out to Pulaski County to get it.
So I guess it would really depend on how big the range
So
is on those restaurants.
I wonder, can they? So is it only from a restaurant? They can't like DoorDash it from liquor?
You can. Like it depends. So each
Okay.
location has a distance that their
That they're allowed to
deliveries will
go.
go. Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
it's-
We're all trying to figure this out now. Yeah.
Interesting.
hold on, let me see.
I'd be worried though that they're gonna like try and steal.
It's
my
7:46 in the morning, and we're trying to figure out how to order alcohol. I think we may have problems, LaTasha.
alcohol. No, I'm just
Got bigger
curious.
things to worry about.
Just curious. I'd be worried. Like, what if some kids are outdoor dashing, they're trying to steal like
Oh, I got you,
like
right.
18 or something. And they're trying to steal my liquor.
There you go. See, Alcoa Wine and Spirits. That's all.
That's
the liquor store
crazy.
close to my home.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, and you can get the snacks they have there. You can get
that's crazy.
some
Wow.
whiskey, vodka. But my wife has this drink she makes with Bailey's Irish cream
Okay.
and whipped cream vodka.
Yeah.
And then she puts chocolate milk in it. It's almost like and an ice, and it's almost like basically like an alcoholic milkshake. She really loves it.
Interesting.
So that's why I found out that we could have it DoorDash, and I was like, I don't have to get out of the house.
I'm too cheap to DoorDash.
Man,
I
it is
should be.
expensive. It
It
is.
is.
Chimp.
I look at those like.
Person I know.
so
Hush,
lazy.
hush, child.
Well, to me it's crazy because like I'll go order food and then like check out your cart or whatever, and it's like $30, and I've got like 4 different items, and I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Of course, me and my kiddo, $30, okay. And then I hit that order button, and then it adds on all the delivery fees and everything, and it always goes up by like another $30. And
If you live
Yeah.
if you live closer, I would just do your shopping for you. But yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
refuse to. No, I refuse to pay. I
you're really
won't do it.
stepping up your game here, LaTasha. You're gonna come be the nanny on the show and do the grocery shopping, and you're just gonna become my personal assistant.
Yeah.
Huh?
Someone who does DoorDash and Spark, please don't listen to her.
Yeah,
keep
no.
using those
Yeah,
services.
keep using them.
Give me your money.
Well, they do say apparently consumers are ordering to satisfy cravings more than anything. They're also using it to join cultural moments and express their lifestyle, whether that's indulging in dessert, exploring new health rituals, or trusting tech to inspire their next meal. Basically, DoorDash reveals that there's an end to the daily what's for dinner dilemma within reach. So apparently, yeah, they're looking at using AI more. It says with AI
Imagine
getting
that.
more mainstream, 52% of diners say they're comfortable with taking recommendations from restaurants or apps based on previous orders. So they're going to essentially start looking
Get
at
that.
involving AI and DoorDash when you go to order. And hey, you liked this, you may like this. So, I mean, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. Get people out of their comfort zones. Says no one wants to get rid of the chef just yet. 15% saying they fully trust AI to prepare a restaurant meal. But men are twice as likely as women to be fine with robotic chefs.
Interesting.
That is an interesting thing. All right, let's test it out. Would you be cool with a robot making your food?
Yep.
I mean, as long as it's good.
Yeah, that's all that matters, just the taste.
I mean, for me,
May have a little bit of WD-40 in it, but
well, that's probably better than half the stuff I eat when I eat out anyway.
you're not far off. What about you? Would you trust a robot to make your food? No.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't trust anybody who wouldn't eat their own food.
Good point.
And a robot obviously isn't going to eat its own food.
Or be able to like taste it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you can't eat the food that you're cooking, what makes you think I'm going to eat the food that you're cooking?
Fair
That's
enough.
how I do it.
I don't hate that logic.
Yeah.
No, that's, I mean, it's very solid. I
mean,
can
it's
see
probably
that point.
smarter
Absolutely.
and it's probably going to happen eventually, but not for me.
Right.
I'll have myself or my mom. Well,
I don't like to cook.
yeah, never
so
mind. I'll have myself.
I will take the cooking robot for $200.
But Dad's really good at cooking.
I was just about to say, so Tom
Like,
is the, yeah.
He is very good.
He was a
Like,
chef at we worked at a multi-million-dollar resort before we moved here in Arkansas. And he started out in the kitchen.
Nice.
And he's a really good
Yeah,
cook.
he
If
taught
you
me,
can
like,
get him to
everything.
cook, yeah.
If you can get him to cook, yeah.
If you can get him to cook, he's really good at cooking. Yep.
Nearly all consumers, 98%, admit they've ordered delivery to satisfy a craving. 1 in 5 say they're ordering restaurant delivery more often this year. Guilty pleasure foods differ by generation. So apparently, while Generation Z and Millennials are preferring fast food, Gen X is loyal to pizza, and baby boomers tend to go for dessert with cake and ice cream. So.
That's because the dessert's for the end, and the boomers are almost there.
Over a third admit they've ordered food delivery twice in a single day, and 22% have even gone back for a third order
That's
in 24
crazy.
days. Jeez, you must be banking.
Yeah.
That's like $200 alone just on food. That's
No, for real.
yeah.
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
No judgment over here. Okay, we understand.
We listen and we don't judge.
All right, there you go. Says alcohol delivery is on the rise. 42% say they've ordered alcohol for delivery more often this year than last. Well, I can see that.
Wasn't as legal.
All right. It says, but mindful drinking is in, with 80% of those who ordered alcohol getting low or non-alcoholic beverages in the last 6 months. That's more than double 2024's total. No, see, I'm just ordering something low to try it out and see if it arrives, and then go, okay, I'll get that bottle of Grey Goose next time. Yeah, yeah. DoorDash orders with non-alcoholic beers were up 82%. And it says doing dry January differently. Orders with hemp THC beverages and edibles increased by 19% and 15% between December 2024 and January 2025.
Wow.
I'm gonna need the Arkansas to get on it.
I'm guessing that must be for the states where it's legal
sure.
recreationally at,
Yeah.
but still, like,
Though if you have a med card, there are dispensaries that deliver within a certain mile radius.
Yeah.
Here in Arkansas.
there used to be I forget where it was, one of the states that I've lived in, but there used to be a guy, because it was legal recreationally and medically, and like they hadn't done like the whole delivery part of it yet, but what you would do is you'd go onto this website and you would order like a single chocolate was worth like 1 gram. And so you would order, if you wanted like an eighth, you'd order, 4 chocolates or whatever, and you'd get 4 grams along with your chocolates, so that way then they couldn't charge you for the weed, they charge you for the chocolate, but it was a free gift, to get the weed.
Interesting.
So yeah, little ways they get around it, but DoorDash getting into the market and everything.
I want to
so.
say, hey, Luke. He's in the chat.
What up, Luke? How you doing, man?
Flood and emotional support horses. Right?
He said, calling all viewers to flood the comments with emotional support horses. Yep. Good times. Let's see what else we got here.
That's a lot to DoorDash 3 times in one day.
I mean, yeah, but if you can get weed, alcohol, and food, I could totally see where you would do that.
Well, don't they have like a Dash Pass or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
$9.99 a month,
Okay.
and it takes away your delivery fees.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were just talking about subscription
And the
fees other day.
DoorDashers still make money with that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I make pretty good money.
You do make pretty good money?
Is that like, would you say that's your full-time?
Well, not right now,
Okay.
since I'm doing the seasonal thing. But
Okay.
normally I do Spark and DoorDash. Typically, for me, a day starts with Spark. They start at 6 a.m. and if you get there, you can get these delivery routes. So whenever you make an order and everything's not available in store, and they say these items will be shipped. So those actually come in almost like Amazon packages.
Okay.
And Spark driver, I get like 43 packages. So I have a 2-hour route. like $50.
Really?
Okay.
So
I
now
applied for
those
Spark.
don't show up often. That's
Right.
why you gotta get there as soon as they start sending them orders, and it's first come, first serve.
Okay.
I normally do that till about 10. Whenever restaurants start opening and stuff, then boom, I switch over to DoorDash. Go to there till about 4. Then go back to Spark. People are.
Now, do you think that it's worth doing? So I've contemplated, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past, year, and I've always worked, so it's been like a struggle, and I want to make some money, but I also want to stay home, and so I've looked into it, but I kind of like, do you think it's kind of worth it, like between putting all those miles on your vehicle, the wear and tear from driving? Do you think you make enough to compensate for that oil changes that you're gonna have to get because you're driving more?
It depends on your vehicle, I think, really, because like the one that I use, I've got 2 vehicles. I've got one that I don't drive all the time, and then we've got one that's paid off, and that's the one. It's a Nissan, so it gets good gas mileage. It's got a good longevity,
Okay.
and I mean it's 10 years old now, and
It's still going.
it's still killing it. So I think we haven't seen as much. Like, I still profit.
Okay.
I feel like, because, I mean, I've been paying my bills just doing that for, like, the last 3 or 4 months.
Nice.
And that's me being the only source of income with 2 kids. So, I feel like I do all right.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it's I enjoy it. Like, I just throw on a podcast or some music, and I'm just for hours.
Just cruising, yeah.
Cruising,
I signed up for Spark. Chad's wife doesn't. She sent me a link, so I went ahead and signed up for it. It's full in my area, but I'm gonna keep, checking it out, waiting to see if
It
something
took me
opens
3
up.
months.
I'm gonna try
I
it.
was on the waiting list for 3 months.
Really?
before
Yeah, I
they finally
figured.
approved me. So, yeah.
Have y'all ever? Or I know Amazon does something like that too.
Amazon
like
Flex,
yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
the
yeah.
waiting list for that as
Really?
well.
Okay.
Because I've heard that is where the money
The money is,
at.
yeah.
Yeah.
My homegirl works for Amazon. She works like in the warehouse part though, and she makes bank.
Yeah.
Bank.
Really,
Oh
yeah?
yeah, she makes money. She works a lot, but
Yeah,
she
no,
likes
that's
to
what
work.
I've heard is that they you can make crazy money at Amazon, but you will work your ass off.
Yeah.
Y'all man, keep yeah. I've heard that about Amazon too, but
But yeah, no, I enjoy it. Like I
But they
said,
don't
just-
play. I've heard though. Amazon. I watched a video.
no, yeah.
I watched this video. I'm weird, and I like to watch like arresting videos on YouTube, cop videos and stuff. And this one lady, there was a video of this lady. She showed up to work at Amazon, and they literally called the cops and got her like trespassed from her job because she claims that she was supposed to be at work and she was there working. And they were like, "You're not on the schedule. You need to go." And it was a whole big thing. They would not let her work. They're
Dang.
like, "You're not scheduled, so you're not going to be here."
Yeah.
Most places would be like, "Oh, you showed up? Okay, go ahead. We'll take you anyway. We need that help." They said, "Hell no, get out of here."
Speaking about watching videos on YouTube and things going viral, a New Jersey man has gone viral for revealing his wife's alleged cheating in a very public confrontation. Nick Galante was celebrating his 40th birthday at a party when he took the mic and told guests he had something for his wife, even though it was his big day. He then said, we'll say that, I effing know everything, and aired all the dirty details of her alleged affair to everyone.
Damn.
A guest filmed the whole thing and posted it on social media, where it's racked up 6 million views so far. In a scene straight out of the Jerry Springer show, the angry husband unleashes on his unsuspecting spouse. He says, I know all about the Plan B pills you had to take. Don't act like you don't know.
Oh God.
Says that despite her ruining their nearly 4-year marriage and hurting their kids, adding, I hate the life you stole from our children. When his wife, confused, throws up her arms and says, I don't know what you're talking about, he threatens to share the alleged evidence with everyone at the party. She walks away, and then Nick basically said, anyone who now sides with her is, yeah.
EOS.
Yep.
Yep.
Damn, that's wild.
That's crazy.
Play stupid games.
Win stupid prizes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Says, just where it's gotten 6 million. A source close to the couple says they're still living under the same roof for right now, but that they won't be giving their marriage another shot. So yeah, apparently it's done.
Poor guy.
That'll do it
Poor
for you.
kids.
Yeah.
Right,
Kids.
for real. Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
That's that's the biggest part the woman wasn't thinking about. Was
Uh-huh.
that
With her kids.
she was hurting the person she's committed to, but those children didn't
Yeah,
deserve that.
exactly.
Right.
Regardless if you feel like that other person deserved to be cheated on, you cheated on those kids too,
Right.
and that's
I get that.
Yeah.
devastating.
Right.
I've been in a lot of different friend groups. Mom can vouch on that. I mean, every single kind of friend group, like the troubled kids that you don't want your kids around. I've been around and talking to them, like they're good people. It's just their parents. Like normally their parents are alcoholics or they're divorced. That's the biggest thing. Like their parents are divorced. They both don't care because they both lost each other. So now they're like, I don't care.
Right.
And so now they just went down such a bad path. And
The kids suffer.
I feel like the problem with my mom is that she's very, very giving. So she will take them under her roof and they'll look at her like a mom, and then she'll get attachment more than I do.
Yep.
And so it's always just like crazy
I mean,
to see other
At
people.
least there's somebody.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that for
Yeah.
them,
100%.
that's
Me and
awesome.
mom, we always make it very clear. Like if my friend has something going on and they need someone, my mom, like she'll go
Right.
help you
Yeah.
no matter what. My
Yeah.
mom, she won't judge you because who are we to judge? Like it says, like we have no one to judge.
I've lived a wild life, so I know. I want them to
Yeah.
have a safe place. Somebody safe that they know they can come to.
That's cool though. That's good for you though for being that person. Absolutely.
I try. I try.
All right, let's do this real quick. We'll be back here in just a minute.
David Lindsay has been a guest many times on this show. You met him, you know him, he's a great guy. He's also the customer service manager at Cabot Mechanical HVAC. They've got over 20 years experience, and I'm going to tell you what, David saved my butt. Somebody came in and said we needed a whole new system. I freaked out. I said, let me get a second opinion. David came in and said, no, we can fix this for $200. And you know what? Since then, he's been my guy. He's the most reasonable, honest HVAC tech I've ever met in my life. He's just good people. Give him a call, 944-5776, 944-5776. These guys at Cabot Mechanical will treat you like family, and you're going to be keeping them around like family because it's the best value you can get. And in Arkansas, you don't want to be without your air conditioning. Give David a call over at Cabot Mechanical HVAC, baby.
The big game is on tonight. I got it in some parlays. The 75-inch is shining bright. Got a blizzy in the ashtray. Getting snacks, about to finish. I hear him start the anthem. Gotta hurry, I can't miss this. But then here comes my tantrum. Who the fuck ate my Doritos? Just day before I got the big bag. Nothing here but Tostitos. We got ourselves a real scumbag. I don't know if it was my wife or my daughter or my son. How can this even be my life? What the hell have I done? Well, I don't give a damn who done it. They're gonna catch a fresh one. Somebody better haul ass and run it and go give me a new one. Who the fuck ate my Doritos? Just day before I got the big bag. Nothing here but Tostitos. We got ourselves a real scumbag. Not a damn person in the place. By God, it's only me. Just wanna put the smack on one face. But who knows, maybe three. I'll have to go toasted O's and ranch. Game's already started. I swear to God I'll never answer.
All right, so we're gonna get back on here. Everybody's settling back in there. There you go. Welcome back. So we were just talking about this because I just brought it up. So when you go on that first date, you're picking up on every vibe that your potential partner is putting out to basically see if a second shot's in the cards. I mean, that's usually why I go on a first date. Is this something that you want to hang out with more, or do I just are you annoying in person and I never want to see you again? Make no mistake, though, guys, she's doing the same thing to you. Brandon, perk up, because, you got a date coming up, right, with his lady friend. Probably even more so. Here are 9 things women, well, before we get into that, it
Brandon
says
said
probably.
Rich goes on dates. Yes, Brandon, I'm sure Rich goes on dates, right, Rich?
No.
See, we were doing the speed dating, damn it.
No, I don't even remember when the last time was that I went on a date.
Oh, I mean,
I don't.
I go on dates, but it's no first dates in
Yeah.
the last over a decade.
Yeah, well, you've been.
yeah.
You
11
got,
years with my wife, so
Man, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. Seriously.
yeah, it's she's awesome.
Yeah.
She puts up with me.
Yeah, you found one that
She's
will.
a keeper.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the thing. It's when they're the one that you want to be with forever when they can put up with your BS.
Right.
And still look you in the eye and tell you that they love you.
It just doesn't, it never works for me. It's not a good first date idea where they're like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, to take a nap? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And you want to just come over and snuggle some or something? No.
I'm a sole believer when you stop looking, it'll come to you.
Right.
You'll just meet the person randomly, and then it'll go from there.
I've
so.
said that, I've said it so many times. I think I said it last week. I'm so unserious about it. I've got so many things going on right now. It's really hard. And like I was actually I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday, but I say, my hardest thing is like that initial, conversation of somebody that you're interested in, and I'm like, oh yeah, hey, how's it going? Asking questions, getting to know you, and then usually it never fails. Something grabs my attention and distracts me, and then it's maybe 3 to 6 weeks before I'm finally turned back over my attention, and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, and by that time they're like, yeah, I've moved on, I don't want to talk to you anymore, and I'm like, yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
So, anyways, what we're talking about is things that women notice on the first date. So, I got to find out, before we go into the full list, let's see if y'all name any of them off of here. What are things that y'all look for on a first date? And I figure this will be, we got 2 different views here.
Hygiene, for one.
Hygiene,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, if you stink, I'm gonna tell you. No joke. I'm not gonna be the kind of person to just sit there and be like, oh man, this guy stinks. I'm gonna be like, you stink. You
Yeah.
need a shower.
You need to go, yeah,
It's
man.
no joke. Mom literally gets on to me for it. She'll be like, Teyana, that's too mean. You have to say nice. But if I was on a date and my breath stunk or I stink, I'd expect you to tell me. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, hygiene's definitely one. I feel like nervousness. I feel like I'm really good at noticing when guys are nervous. They'll end up talking super fast. They'll look away, mess with their fingers, or they'll try to over talk what they're talking about.
Okay.
And I feel like I notice that very quickly of oh, you're nervous. Okay.
So is that a sweet trait to you, or is that man?
It's
Man
not a
up,
bad
grow
thing.
some. Yeah,
No, it's
okay.
not a bad thing. I think it's funny.
I think
Yeah.
it depends on the situation.
I think it's really
yeah.
funny. I feel like it's oh, you actually like me enough to where I'm making you nervous.
Right.
That's what I feel like.
Kind of a
not-
confidence booster or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, haha, yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying it depends on the
Yeah, I think
situation?
it depends on what we're talking about, and then is it like a nervous because you're lying, pulling shit out of your ass, trying to what I'm saying, to impress me, or is
Gotcha.
it a genuine Tiana's saying are you nervous because you
Yeah.
really like me that much? So I think it depends on the the situation, the conversation that you're in at that moment in time.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like another thing is I know this is really specific, but
We're getting pointers over here, man.
I feel angry. If you have bad anger issues, I notice that very you can kind of tell when someone has anger issues.
You think
I
so?
Really?
100%. I feel like it.
So what would be the trigger? What would be the things where you're like, man, I need to look out for this
Yeah, what's
person?
I feel like this is pretty bad to say, but I do it. I feel like I talk about very very weird things at first to see what is their triggers, and then I feel like you'll notice they'll start to rock back and forth, shake their legs, or
You can tell they're
crack
getting
their-
irritated.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can tell someone's easily irritated.
See how they're gonna react.
Yeah, and then how they react shows if they're an angry person, and that's a big red flag to me. I
Gotcha.
do not angry people. I
Right.
feel like if I state my opinion and you're like, oh, blah, blah, no, I'm leaving.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna deal with that. Like,
Okay.
No.
I haven't been on a date, like a first date.
That is
in
actually
so
on the
long,
list,
so
by
it's
the
hard.
way. It's I would count it under there. One of the things on the list, 1 out of the 9 things that women notice about guys on a first date, if boundaries are being respected.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
100%. And then I feel like another thing you can tell when they just want like sex or if they actually want you.
Yeah.
It's really, really obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
How they treat you, if they treat you, respectfully. I look for how they're treating.
Dogs. I feel like that's you. No joke. Like if you treat animals bad.
How do you treat animals?
Yeah.
That's our first question. How do you treat animals?
So-
Do you like them or not?
I mean, obviously you're not because you're with Tom, but if somebody was on a date with you, first date, and
Yeah.
they showed up, with their little Shih Tzu, in their
I'd be cool
carrying
with it.
case, or
I'd
you'd
be
be
like,
like,
why didn't you tell
oh,
me? I would have brought mine.
Yeah.
But no, I look at more how they treat people around us.
Like the waiter.
yeah, like if we're at a
Yes.
restaurant, like how are you gonna,
100%.
how do they, treat
valid.
the people, serving us, and
Right.
Whatever
Yeah.
date we're on. So that's definitely a big,
agree.
thing.
Like
interesting.
if you're mean to the server or
Yeah.
if like you're like, give me my water now.
Yeah,
Now
like-
what if that was you? How would you feel?
All right.
Like that's just not gonna work.
Do they have a big ego or not? Yeah.
This is one that gets me. So on the top of the list, it says, so here are the 9 things women notice about guy that are on that they're on their first date with, and this was a study, but apparently these are the 9 top things. Number 1, if you're asking questions and listening to the answers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Notice
that is
yeah.
okay. All right. I'm always kind of worried about that because, of course, with everything I do, the podcast and the announcing and everything, I always feel like, am I asking too many questions? Are they feeling like I'm just,
Right.
interviewing them or
Yeah.
something? So,
Yeah.
number 2, if boundaries are being respected. Number 3, if you talk about past relationships and how you talk about them when you do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been a topic. You never want to talk about your exes or anything when you're on a date. But I also, as a guy, do feel like, I mean, everybody comes with a past. If it's something, if you have a story and it's something that
Right.
you feel, you need to share with me, then, okay, I'll listen. But yeah, I'm definitely listening while you're talking about your ex to see, all right, are you still hung up on your ex or not? Because that'll shut it down real quick. I'm not,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like my biggest thing, like if you're talking about your ex or past, is if you just dog them out 100%. Like, I get if you guys had like a bad breakup, but if you're gonna sit there and talk so bad on them, I feel
Right.
like you're really not over the situation.
I got you.
Because I feel like if you're over the situation, you'll be like, we broke up, it ended, it is what it is. But if you're gonna sit there and be like, they gaslighted me, they manipulated me, they did this, that, and you go on like a whole 20-minute rampage, about it,
Right.
you're not over it, and this is not gonna work out.
And it could that also sounds like deflecting. Like
Oh, yeah.
that
Yes.
probably means they were the one
Yep.
who did
Oh, yeah.
wrong in the relationship.
100%.
Because they're immediately deflecting blame and making themselves seem like the victim.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a good
So,
point. Yeah.
That definitely to me sounds even more like deflecting than
You got to be able to admit that obviously, you probably had some faults in the relationship too.
Right, and
Like,
the
yeah.
simple
I'm
fact
I'm all
is-
for hearing about the past relationship, but I want to see the tone. Like both you and Teyana are saying, like I want to see how are you gonna explain it maturely, or are you gonna gaslight and be like, oh, it was all them, and I
all
was so
that dirty.
perfect.
Yeah.
So-
Right. Fair enough. It says also whether or not compatibility is really something you seem interested in. So I guess that would go to like what she's saying. Are you looking for, to make a relationship, or are you looking to just, go home? How much effort you put into getting ready for the date. So I'd count that under hygiene and everything. Yeah, you want to look, want to look your best, put your best out there. Your social awareness and mannerisms, like you were talking about, how they, how you treat, your waiters. Also, it says how the tone was set for the evening, or if efforts were made to make the experience feel safe, comfortable, and or fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, how the evening is wrapped up. So what you do at the end. So what would you say is the perfect way for a date to end as far as wrapping up the evening? Do you go the classic Hollywood style and the guy walks you up to your door and you share a little first kiss there and then you go in, or
She ain't doing that because she don't want us to see him.
you're
She knows I'm standing right there at the door looking. She'll be
I mean,
like,
I don't care. If
the
they see
helicopter
them.
mom, huh?
She's definitely being dramatic with that. I don't care if they see them.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
you do.
I really don't.
You
But is that Is that sweet to you, or do you want it to just be like, all right, get out the car, have a good night, I'll talk to you later?
I mean, I don't really care. I don't really like that romantic stuff. I'm not that. What do you say? That certain word. I don't know. You say I'm not something, but I'm not like a romantic.
Hopeless romantic?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't like all that cute stuff or.
She won't go on a date right now because
Oh
she
my
doesn't want me
God.
to meet the boy.
Can we like censor her out? No joke. Like censor her out. I'm not dealing. No.
She's very
Mom, you're embarrassing me on the radio.
She's
Come
very-
on.
Can't wait to be able to do this with my
No.
She
I
has
mean,
good she has good standards though. She waits. She wants to make sure that they're worth, her parents meeting.
Well, that's
So,
awesome.
I like that because she's not just bringing any random boy that wants to take her
Yeah.
out on a date. She
Right.
wants to get to know them first, and then once she gets to know them, she'll kind of be like, okay, do I want to give them a chance? Do I want to bring them around my parents or not? Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I like that because I know some kids who aren't like that. So
Yeah, I mean, like he's a good guy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him, like at all. I mean, the only thing is he's like a bit smaller than me in weight because he's in wrestling, and so he like wrestles like 130, and that's like smaller than me. But
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. It's just too soon for me.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person to meet you and immediately go on a date with you.
Okay.
I'm just not like that kind of. We can hang out if you look at it like a hangout because I hang out with multiple of my guy friends, and I mean, Mom knows that. Like all my guy friends know my mom. So
Okay.
like, and that's like another big thing for like my relationships and talking stages is because I have so many guy friends, but they're trustworthy because how I look at it is if my dad can trust them in his house without him having to stand right there the whole time, then they're fine.
Gotcha.
And a lot of guys are very insecure about that, and I don't like that because, I mean, personally, if my boyfriend had girlfriends and their parents trust the girlfriends, I trust them.
Right.
But I just really don't like very insecure men when it comes to that. Like, I get if you're like having some trust with it, like, oh, like y'all are flirting. Okay, I get it, but if y'all are just friends, I don't see an issue with it at all.
All right.
Yeah,
Good to know.
that's just how I feel about that.
What about you, man? From the guy's perspective, what do we tend to look for on a first date, man?
God, it's been so.
I mean, I know you said it's been a while, but
I mean, I feel like it's a lot of the same things.
I would agree.
Again, it depends on what both people are expecting out of the date.
Right.
Like, depends on. Now, the safety thing, I think, is very important. And as a guy, that's something that I've always wanted to be cautious.
I think conscience is the
Whatever.
right word. Yeah, you're trying to. You want them to
I
feel
want-
tough.
I
Yeah.
always- and I mean, that's not just on a first date. I feel like nowadays, if you're in like a small space with very few people,
Right.
and you feel like you could feel like I'm a big dude.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I could definitely see where people could feel threatened in a small space like an elevator or something like that.
Right,
I feel like
right.
safety and making people feel safe is super important.
Absolutely.
It's kind of off the topic of the dating, but again,
Well, no, I mean it was one of their, one of the top 9 things they
so-
want to feel safe. So it's good to know that you're,
so,
consciously,
I
yeah.
think that's super important. But I mean, on a first date, I feel like it's kind of the same stuff. I don't want to be on a date with someone smelly.
Right.
Don't stink.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I don't want someone who's gonna be an a-hole to everyone around them, because then, that's some sort of personality trait.
Right.
If they're like that towards them,
Right.
once they see you as a certain role in their life, they're gonna treat you that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really the same things. I think that.
Right.
I think that it should be the same things if it's not, but for me, I feel like it's all kind of the same stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, as far as, when I have gone out on dates, like, normally, of course, I want to be sure that they can have fun. I normally plan a few different things to do, and some people have said, like, oh, you go over the top, but, like, I'll want to go, like, I don't know, shoot some pool, have a drink, be able to chat a little bit.
Yep.
And then maybe, like, go do something a little competitive. If it's, summertime or whatever, maybe we'll go ride some goat carts. If it's wintertime, we'll go bowling or whatever. I like bowling, but yeah, that's a normal,
I
like
generally
first
feel
date
like,
with me.
before you even go on that first date, you guys, should have been talking for a while.
Right.
So he should have been kind of like asking here and there little things like, what do you like to do for fun? You know what I'm saying? And then plan something that like you know what I'm saying, like he should have been planning this ahead. So like as we've been talking, he should have been like making a little note in his phone or whatever. Like, okay, she likes to do this. She likes
Right, right,
animals.
absolutely.
She likes to go kart. She likes to go bowling. So like I would expect to have like a date. Something
I
like
will.
that,
I will agree with you. Like one of the questions that I'll always ask if I'm getting ready to like potentially go out on a date or I'm getting to know someone is it's very important to me. I want to know how they spend their free time. When you're not working, when you don't have, and if you even if you have kids, you still have some downtime. At some point during the day, it may only be 5 minutes, but. Yeah, on the weekends, are you up and about? Are you going out and doing stuff with your family?
Yep.
Or are you just a bed couch potato where, the weekend comes around and, your kids know you're in the house because you take care of them and you get up and make food, but the rest of the time, you're laying in bed watching TV. Like, that's a huge turnoff for if that's what you do. No, I cannot be a in the weekend bed person.
I'm kind of like half and half. Sometimes because I go so much that there's sometimes 1 week in a month I have to just chill. Like I need that time to myself. But
Right.
I get what you're saying. Like if you're doing that every single weekend, and then it's like, okay, dude, like your life can't be that stressful that you can't find something to do.
Right.
With yourself, your family, even if you don't have a family, like you don't have friends, like socialize, like what do you like to do? But some people are just hermits though. Some people like to do that. So
Yeah.
I guess if a hermit finds another hermit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be one of my things. I think, like you said, safety. Obviously, conversation. And another thing it says here, of course, at the end, I did forget to mention that, but it says, let's see, where did it go here? Yeah, was it? There it is. Said, of course, for guys, and this is a big one for me. It says, also as a side note, keep your phone in your pocket. Unless you're a surgeon expecting a life-saving call, there's little that's going to happen that's more important than what you're doing in the moment, which is trying to get to know somebody. If you'd be annoyed by looking at her phone all night, then it's safe to say the same is true for her. Now being a single parent, and I will say that, like, hey, if I go out on a date with somebody, I'm going to be like, hey, I am going to look at my phone. It's, I'm not pulling up Facebook or anything, but you may check, you may see me often like pull out my phone and just look at it real quick.
Yeah.
Understand I'm doing that because my kid is with a
Yes,
sitter right now.
I was just about to say,
and
yeah,
I
think
need
it's
to
a little
know.
different when you have kids.
Right, yeah, exactly. And like if you can't respect that, then yeah, you're
that's
done right off the
red
bat.
flag.
Yeah, no.
I
we're
feel
not.
like a weird thing that I don't like is I don't like boys who are overly on their phone. And I think it's from dad because, oh my God, it's ridiculous. Dad's on his phone maybe like once or twice a day.
Yeah.
Like he is barely on his phone. And it's not that
It's
he's
for
like,
work if he is.
yeah,
Right.
like you are lucky. You have a good day if he'll text you back. You'll have a very, very good day if you can get a simple, hey, what are
Right.
you doing? Because
Right.
he won't text you back. And if you
It's
call
annoying.
him, he'll call you late at night if you call him in the morning. Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it 12 hours ago.
You got to call 2 times in a row to get him to
Yeah.
answer. So
And then,
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. So I feel like I just have that standard set. It's like if a guy's overly on his phone, I'm just like, do you not have anything to do with your life? Because I'm so used to, like, being around a man who's never on his phone. He
Right.
finds anything to do but being on his phone. He makes being on his chore feel like being on his phone feel like a chore.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh,
Man, I gotta answer my phone.
let me go.
again?
Like, he
Jeez.
literally gets mad if someone calls him, and I'm like, oh, do I call him? I get so scared to call him because I feel like he's having that same reaction with me. Why is she calling me?
Right. Right.
It's like crazy.
So little doggy says, never talk about your ex on a date. In fact, never even think about your ex.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's pretty valid. I mean,
I would think so,
I
yeah.
don't think on the first date I would be talking about an ex. Just, I don't know, but that's
Wait.
just me.
You know,
yeah.
Brandon said he straight up asked for a kiss.
Yeah.
And like
I don't like that.
I was just about to say, would you rather them take charge and just go for it, or
would
do you
get
want them to
mad.
like
I would block you if you did that.
but
if you
s-
asked for a kiss? So if I
No,
was
no.
like,
If we're dating,
Yeah.
like if we're full on dating, I'm not gonna like expect you to ask me.
no,
every
but on a first date, wouldn't you respect him more for saying, "Is it okay if I give you a
yes,
kiss?"
but
Okay,
like if
that's-
he went in charge and just gave me a kiss.
yeah, that's what I'm
immediately,
saying. Yeah, which side of it are you? So you would like them to say, "Hey, it's our first date. I'm really picking up your vibes. Could I give you a good night kiss or whatever?"
Which I wouldn't even go for that. I'm not even a
No?
kisser.
Okay.
I don't like
Right,
it. Like
right.
I'm not gonna kiss you. Like I don't know where your mouth has been before this date. Like God knows what you were doing before this. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have to be living together, I feel like, for me to, like, want to actually kiss you. Like, because I know what you're doing
Oh,
all the
okay.
time.
I got you.
Or I'd have to, like, watch you brush your lips.
Would you consider yourself like a germaphobe of sorts?
No,
No.
I don't know.
Just a hygiene phobe.
Just a hygiene phobe, yeah.
Kissing is just really weird to me.
I get that.
It's just,
What about you, LaTasha? Would you?
she's a kisser.
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
either way, I'm saying, do you prefer if it's a first date? Should they respectfully ask for it, or should they just take charge and go for the kiss? Or do they do the whole hitch, 90-20 rule?
I
whatever?
think it was when I was younger. God, I gotta think when I was young, like Teyana's age is when I was dating. I would say I was the one who would make the first move if I was,
Oh, yeah?
if I was
Yeah,
interested.
I make the first
Okay.
move, too.
So,
Okay.
But so I don't know. I've never really, not that I can remember. I don't think I've ever been asked like, is it okay to kiss you?
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's so awkward.
I don't
Like,
know if I
personally, I
have
feel like
been.
if I'm with a guy and he's like, is it okay if I kiss you? I'm just like, now I feel
I
bad
mean,
if
I
I
think
say
I would,
no.
I would respect it though, because at least he respects me.
Yeah.
is how I'm looking at it.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I mean, especially nowadays, the
Yes.
consent is
Yes.
so
Oh,
important.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Which
It's a
it
huge
should have been
thing.
important for a long time. but
Absolutely.
Nowadays, like it's really where everyone's really aware that consent is important. So, I mean, I feel like if you just go in for it, it's kind of
Rude.
creepy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can misread. I've seen,
Right.
situations where people, they think it's something and then they're like, oh, whoa. And she's like, oh, no.
And I feel like that asking.
I
would
feel like that's
probably,
rude.
again, I haven't been in this.
Right,
but
right.
Just hearing, everyone talk about that and everything, I do feel like it would be more respectful and probably the right thing to do.
Yeah,
to
I
ask.
agree. Because I'm so nice sometimes that a lot of men take it as flirting, but I'm not. I'm just genuinely just a nice person. I care about people. I love to talk.
I think you're a natural flirt.
I would talk to a wall if it would talk back to me.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? That's just me. It's just my personality. But it doesn't mean like I'm digging. Like no, I'm not digging you, bro. Like if I
Right.
did, I would be like, hey, I like you.
Yeah.
Like no.
You're
it's not like
the
that.
rare one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I was gonna say I've never had out of all the dates and and I haven't had tons, but in relationships that I've been in and everything, like I can't ever remember one of them ever being the the instigator. I guess in this instance is the word that I can think of, but the one that initiates the kiss, normally it's always.
And when I was younger and dating, I feel like it was
different though.
probably like 60-40
Yeah.
that they were going for it more
Yeah.
than I was.
But
Yeah.
like you said, we didn't have how everything is now is consent.
True.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you touch them the wrong way, it's a problem. Like,
Yeah.
so things are just so heightened, I guess. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, like just people are just over, like, aware of stuff. I guess is
Right,
how I
like
feel.
hyper focused on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like
Yeah.
just letting it go, like just relax, have fun, stop overthinking shit, and just go with it.
Just go with it.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
See,
saying? Like,
let yourself be your natural.
just have fun.
If you get rejected or whatever, then hey, maybe that
is
person
what it
wasn't.
is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That
We've all
person
been
might not have
there.
been for you.
That's it.
Better to find it out on the first date than 7-10 years down the road.
Yeah, wasting.
Oh my gosh, that reminded me, like, y'all know Impractical Jokesters, like the show?
Yeah.
you know about that?
Sal's gonna be in Little Rock here soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Saw
you
that.
know, like, I forgot which guy it was on there, but he's, like, going to court. Like, a girl's, like, pressing charges on him for, like, like, accusations and
Really?
stuff. She went to, like, one of his, like, meetups or, like, pop-up things that he did, and she was 18. I think she was, like, 18 or, no, I think she was 17. And she was, like, flirting with him, and he was a bit drunk, and he flirted back.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
he, like, on Instagram, there's a thing called Vanish Mode. I don't know if you guys know what that is or not. Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Vanish Mode, it's where if you open a chat and you scroll, like, upwards to the chat, it'll make it to where it deletes right after you view it.
Like Snapchat.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
Okay,
got you.
yeah. And so basically he was like flirting with her, and she has like a whole bunch of screenshots, and he invited her, like he was drunk, and he invited her to his hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew, like,
she wanted it, obviously.
and well, don't say that.
No,
that's
no,
wrong.
no,
No,
yeah,
like,
that's
you
no,
can't
no,
say
you
that.
can't.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that she
no,
wanted
like no
to
matter
be,
what, you can't say that. You know she wanted that. Like you
I'm not
can't do
saying
that.
she wanted to be sexually assaulted, but I'm saying she wanted that attention from him.
Okay, but like you just still can't say that kind of stuff.
Just how I feel. That's just my feelings on it. She wanted his attention if she was flirting with him, and she knew it was wrong.
Yeah, but like you still just can't like say that.
All right, finish
'Cause
your
you
story.
can make it sound like
I know cancel culture is going to cancel me for it.
yeah, they should.
They shouldn't.
They should.
All right, come on, finish the story.
And basically, like, she went there. Like,
Right.
She went to his hotel.
Right.
They both got, like, super drunk. And, like, he did some pretty freaky stuff, like some Diddy stuff.
Well, yeah, he shouldn't.
Well,
do that.
that's yeah. That's,
And, like, she went on, like, this whole rampage. And it's crazy because if you go on TikTok and you, like, look it up, she started off her video by saying, now it's my time to shine. Like, when she started talking about it, she's like, now it's my time to shine.
And you don't think that that's wrong though? Like,
No,
she
I'm not
set
saying
him
that it's
up.
not, but I'm, like, saying, like, it's crazy that that's how you started off.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, I just still think you shouldn't say she wanted it.
Brandon said, did he know she was 17?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
He told her.
That's even
Or she
wrong.
told him.
That's definitely wrong.
I mean, I'm going to come out and just say that, obviously anybody that is involved in any type of, allegedly whatever happened, that should never happen. And,
Right.
there's just,
they're
whether it's male, whether it's female, nobody obviously deserves that, and everybody should always respect everybody's boundaries. And,
They're both
and
wrong.
that's, yeah, exactly. So, moving on from that though, one more to cover over the day. They've recently come out, and apparently this tariff thing, everybody's freaking out about
my
it. And I
gosh,
think it's
yes.
just like, I think it's more just to perpetuate the next,
Yes.
level of hate and fear and everything. But
Everyone's going insane.
Yeah.
Like the tariffs these days. Like, okay, calm down.
yeah, they're saying between prices being as high as the new norm and the tariff confusion, finding savings is a big deal. CBS News asked shopping expert Trey Bodge to spill some savings tea. And here are the tips they came up with. They're saying start at the sales rack. That's pretty obvious. Check where products are from before buying and know the tariff percentage. Purchase U.S. products. Do not panic shop. Be prepared to pay more for new toys and electronics. Prioritize what you have to buy. Take advantage of sales during any holiday period like now. So, I mean, normal. Everybody's
Go buy
freaking out
all
like.
the toilet paper.
Oh my god.
They don't understand, like, these have always been in place. Like, there's always been some level of tariffs out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
We've always either paid to, right.
Yeah.
We've always either paid to sell our stuff or and that's all it is. And everybody's freaking out more. It'll all balance out in the long run. Like, nobody is, and I don't think, again, every time we hear about it, it seems like they come out with a story, oh, everything's going to skyrocket. And then 2 days later, you hear Trump come out and he's like, oh, I paused the tariffs for, with China for another 90 days. So it's all just negotiation at the end of the
I
day.
feel like the craziest thing, like, around that is, like, our debt. That, like, stuff shocks me every time I look.
Right.
It's, like, it's insane. Our debt has been going on for that long, and it's, like, that big.
Well, and it was somebody else was saying to me, like, I forget, and it may have even been Patrick, but somebody was talking about, that basically they could, come out and say, okay, fine, we'll lower the tariffs back down, and I'll tell you what, all that money that we're losing as a country for selling our products, why don't you guys just go ahead and take that money and apply it to what we owe you for all these loans and help us, get back out of debt. So, and I agree with that. I think, I think that would be a great thing. So.
Yes.
Looking here, there was one other one that I wanted to talk about. This one caught my eye before we end for the morning here, and we got just a little bit longer. Where did it go? It was about this, apparently in California. I said I'm trying to find it here. Give me a minute. Where did it go? There it is. In California, they have opened the first free surgery center
Awesome.
in the U.S.
That's insane.
Says the Listonic Free Clinic in Orange County is launching the nation's first no-cost surgery center to serve low-income and uninsured patients. Staffed by volunteer medical professionals, the center will offer procedures like colonoscopies, hernia repairs, and eye surgeries free of charge. The facility aims to begin surgeries by Father's Day and scale up to 30 procedures per month as operations grow. So if you're looking for something new to, get Dad for Father's Day, you get him a free
colonoscopy.
surgery, right? Free colonoscopy, Dad. Hey.
That's gonna be a bad idea. There's some weirdo that starts going in there. I'd like another, please. They're free. Why not? Probably still have to have like a doctor's like recommendation.
Yeah, I'm sure. It says Executive Director Ed Gerber says that their target patient previously had to seek out costly alternatives or hope for space at county hospitals. What's this going on? Okay. The facility says the facility, which they've been developing over the last 4 years, includes two fully equipped operating rooms and is expected to perform 30 surgeries per month once it's up and running. Okay, so I guess their target patients are people who have previously had to seek out costly alternatives or hope for space. Volunteer medical professionals like an ophthalmologist will staff the center. Motivated by his own experience of receiving help in his youth, he plans to work at the center weekly to treat patients with eye and vision issues.
awesome.
He believes it's
great.
important to offer his support to the community through his medical experience, expertise, adding it just feels right to give back.
I
So,
wish more doctors were like that.
man, yeah, absolutely.
That's the
Like
ones who
those are
doing
the
it
ones
for
that
the
are
right
good,
reasons,
right?
Yes.
That aren't just
yes.
like, oh, this is a great
A lot of
paycheck.
them get very corrupted
Yeah.
by money. Like I've worked with some really
Pharmaceutical
great
company.
doctors, and I've worked with some not so great doctors. and
Yeah.
It's just I've watched one doctor who was amazing turn into a completely different man because he started making such good money. And it was like, damn, like you're losing sight of why you got into this in the first place. So
Right.
it's definitely
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome
yes.
to see doctors doing doctor things for the
Yes.
right reasons.
yes.
So I know coming up this weekend, Sunday, we're all getting together to go to the Looney Bin
Yes.
and see Patrick for the. He's going to be involved in the Gateway show.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you've heard about that before.
I didn't know.
So I've been to one. I was there the last time they came to the Looney Bin. But what they do is they bring the comedians up on stage, and they tell a little bit of their set of jokes. Maybe 3 to 5 jokes or whatever. And then they take an intermission, and they take all the comedians that are on the show to a off-site area and get them basically blown out of their mind high on weed.
Oh, I did see.
Yeah. And then they bring them back
And
in
let
to
them
see
do
if they can, see, how well they can do the rest of their set. And, man, it's an awesome time. And I know little Doggy, I'm going to go. You said you're going to come?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're going to come, man. If you want to come, hang out or
I
whatever.
can find somewhere for the kids to be.
Right. It's a
And
good time.
I might bring the lady and.
There you go, man.
What's the age limits on it?
I think you got to be 21 and up.
Oh, 18 and over.
Oh, 18 and
Sorry,
over. Okay.
Jay, you can't go.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Teyana might be available to babysit.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, we get you all hooked up to come to the show, man. But yeah, Patrick, like I said earlier, I did get a message from Patrick about 3 o'clock in the morning that he has arrived back here in Arkansas.
Tickets are only $20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's a great time. I said, we can all get there. I think it starts at 7 or 8?
Yep, says 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we should go a little early because my fat self wants to eat.
That's what I would say. Yeah, for me, they got a really good pizza place right there. So yeah, we'll all meet up there maybe about it's Sunday, Brandon. It's on Sunday, but yeah, I was thinking we'd all meet up there about 5:30 or whatever, grab a bite, hang out, say what's up, and then go take our seats and everything. So y'all check that out. He's also going to be hosting at the Looney Bin this week, and I'm sure he'll tell us all more about that. He will be back tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'll be moving back to the co-host seat.
Yep.
So it's been fun doing this all week with y'all. I've caught up with most everybody has reached out to me one way or the other and said, that I did an awesome job. So
Yes,
thank
you
you all
did.
for that.
You
I
did
appreciate that.
amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I'm glad that I was able to keep it entertaining for you and to y'all for coming in and helping me out throughout the week. I mean, I know you've come in a few times, and we certainly do appreciate it. Like I said, you're moving up to normal co-host status.
I'm hoping. I'm working. I was talking to Brandon about it last night. He's like, just show up.
Right,
He's like,
really?
He's like, what are they going to do? They ain't going to tell you to leave.
Right,
I was
just
like, all right.
come
So
anytime. You know when we're here.
just start popping up. Hey,
Show up, say what's up.
I'm here.
Yep, come here about 10 minutes before we go live, and yeah, you're good. We'd obviously love to have you on for sure.
Yes.
Big shout out to guys. I'm trying to think of who all else we've had on. Sunny,
Yes.
the OnlyFans model. We've had Mitchell
JP.
Rudder on. JP. Outlaw from Dad's After Dark. Man, he came on and hung out with us for a little bit. That was a good episode, man.
He's hilarious.
CJ, of course, the other co-owner of IPCW, he came on and helped me out. So again, thank you to everybody.
So does he wrestle too? Do you wrestle or you just
Right now, medically, I'm not cleared, but I
But you
have
used to?
wrestled
Okay,
for
okay.
about the last 12 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
hopefully you get cleared soon and get back to it.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I want to go out on my own terms. So
Brando said, "Got any smoke?" They're okay. Little Doggy, they're talking. They're making plans to get together. So Brandon can come on Sunday too.
Awesome.
Yeah. But absolutely, man, I appreciate all y'all's love and support always. We're growing by leaps and bounds. We've got lots of things going. I can't wait to find out what Patrick has up
Yes,
to.
I'm so excited to hear how the whole experience went.
I'm going to talk with the owner more from the midget wrestling promotion that I went and did, Midget Wrestling Warriors. I
Yes.
know they're interested in having me back, and they tour, so it looks like some more traveling's in my future.
Yes,
So
I'm excited for you.
yeah, man, I'm absolutely excited for that. Again, thank you for all the love and support to all my friends and of course the listeners. Y'all are always the best. And
Thank you.
And to the listeners like yourself and Tactical and Doggy, and I mean everybody really. Y'all started off as listeners. You've all become friends.
Yep.
So reach out to me anytime. We'll see you all back here tomorrow, bright and early, 6:30 in the morning. Hopefully, Patrick will be here with his return. So y'all tune into that. We'll catch you then. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Stay weather aware today,
Yes.
and have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Later.